Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, live again. Okay. So let me just adjust the colors. Dark Zane. Purple. Okay. There we go. How far are you right now?
Minute 9.
Okay, I'm at minute 450.
Okay, I will wait. I'm at 9:30 and will wait there.
Oh, you're at 9, okay.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
like you were missing anything.
Yeah, I know. Just try and fast forward through it as much as possible and hope the stream doesn't crash again in the meantime.
And I forgot to pause at 9:30. I am at 10 and I'm pausing there.
Okay.
I can tell you, Otil is not rushing, but he is on stone. Sadly, they nerfed their
Well,
stone to gold bonus.
oh
too
really?
much.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might just be for getting
It
gold and stone,
depends.
but
Depends a bit who you ask, but
fair enough.
the arena build you once said that you just go for stone and not on gold at all. It's not working that well anymore. You need to sell now. But that's fine. I mean, it's a not uncommon build to take 10 gold and go then on the stone if you want to go for a big boom.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you go on stone, sell 100 stone in feudal age. That will give you 91 gold, I think.
Okay, yeah.
You sell it and then you can go for the 40C boom easily. I mean, if you have the wood and stuff like that, but in theory that's a build you can do with every civ. Especially in team games.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, also, it depends, of course, which civ you are, if it makes sense or not to do stuff like that.
Right, yeah. Okay. 9:50, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes.
Okay.
Alright, so a bunch of players on their way up to feudal. Most players actually, except for Killy Kyle and Dark saying both actually floating a lot of wood right now. Maybe need to balance their ecos out a bit. But Dark Zane should be up in just a moment. And here they go, yeah. So yeah, Snowman are going for the 2 TC Cumin Boom here. Already up on wood and stone, his TC. Doesn't have a lot of food eco right now. Just 3 on berries and a lot of idle villagers. What do you think? Is he gonna push or he's just gonna boom for a while? Because if he wants to boom, he needs to get on food fast.
Snowy?
Yeah.
How
There you go. Now he's dropping a farm.
And maybe was waiting for boss color.
Yeah. Well, he is.
Not.
Yeah, he's low on wood. He's dropping farms now. I think maybe a little bit of a misbalanced eco. Yeah, fast castle from Fletcher in the pocket with a Vietnamese. You think he goes elephants here to try and counter the Manaspa we're likely to see from, well, from Southpaw, but Southpaw's on the other side pocket actually. Or do you go Rattan to counter the Briton archers?
His flank is no with humans. I don't really see the how are they called? The unique unit?
Of the Cumans? The Kipchaks?
Yeah. Kipchaks. I don't see them going Kipchaks. They aren't that great anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The humans, I think, should go Paladin. Paladin and Elephants would obviously be a cool combination. Maybe behind it, the Imp Skirms.
Yeah.
I don't know, Skirms got the +1 against Alps lately.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's also +1 extra for the Imp Skirms, or if they bonus is the same as before that.
Well, I think even before that, Imp Skirms did pretty well against Halbs, and at least trading pretty cost effectively.
Yeah, but maybe even better now. I don't know.
Yeah, fair.
For now, Fletcher is going for 2 extra TCs. I think he could go Ratas long term. I like how he's getting already heavy blow. Nah, not heavy blow. Yeah, also. But first upgrade in the town center.
Oh, handcart?
And
Oh no,
handcart
wheelbarrow.
was
Wheelbarrow.
Wheelbarrow. He already got that because 100% faster these days for Vietnamese. Never bad
Yeah.
to get it.
Yeah, 3 TC booms for a lot of players
no wood
here.
for it.
And a forward castle coming down from Islar with a Spanish. Looks like Snowman Lord is actually kind of building a second wall there already, so that should be okay. Behind that, one fiddle on 3 TCs. Moselle going for 3 TCs. Southpaw on 3 TCs. Definitely an eco-heavy approach from Admiral Jordan team here.
What do you think about the castle placement?
I mean, it exerts a bit of pressure. It doesn't really deny any resources, and I guess it kind of gives you a forward position. But that second wall is already up, so I don't think it will do too much.
I would think he even added the spear, why the scouts aren't that dangerous anymore, and the faster building Spanish villagers. I think you can just put it next to the walls. I don't know.
Yeah, you can put it
And
next to walls.
To say something. I wanted to say something smart when I saw he's going stable and archery range. What do you think? What could have been the smart thing? I wanted to say what didn't happen.
For the Spanish player?
No. For the Cuban player. Why he built stable and archery range?
For cav archers? He's in feudal, so he goes what? Skirm and scout?
Now he's adding almost stables. Now the smart thing I thought, what could is always be an option. Stable and archery range for humans are cheaper than the blacksmith because they cost only half of the resources.
Oh, so a fast castle.
If you want to go up with with cheaper buildings, you could go for blacksmith for stable and archery range.
Is that still cheaper?
But
oh no, because humans don't need to drop the barracks first, do they?
they do.
They do. Okay.
But if you want military buildings anyway, it's only 100.
Okay. Yeah. Third layer of walls.
He built the blacksmith when he finished that, so obviously that was not the plan.
Fair enough. Yeah, and well, the conchs are in. They're kind of running around the back of the base. And yeah, none of the layers of walls actually got completed, so Snowman Lord under a bit of pressure here. Is on his way up to Castle Age though, and does already have 2 TCs, so I mean, conchs can chip away at the edges, but they're not going to find a huge amount of damage. And this is where it might have actually been nice to drop that castle more forward so it could deny the gold at least.
Yeah. Maybe it would have been an option to just go there with one Kong,
Yeah,
put it on stand ground, and
yeah, that
just
too.
check it. But it's easy to forget.
Yeah, well, and right.
But if you look at the will count, oh, he is kinda behind compared to everyone else. Well, most of the players. But it's also not a good sign for your fuel boom. But being pressured like this, so hard to keep calm. And Fletcher, as a god with pocket, is going for full boom.
Full 4 TC
And
boom.
says good luck, Snowy.
Have fun with that. I'll be booming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, right now, again, the conks aren't finding much damage. They're not able to get on eco anywhere. The one resource that they could be denying the gold, they're finally now going over to. But Fletcher on his way up to Imperial Age.
I think Isla shouldn't add a second TC. Go 1 TC all in. But nope.
No, second to see all players on at least 2
That's
TC.
great. Southpaw is sending Wurzel to sheeps. That's nice.
That's very decent of him. But yeah, Southpaw on his way up to Imperial Age as well. And Capped Ram, there it is, coming in from Snowy, so maybe looking to push back some of this pressure actually. Still gonna need an answer. Oh, and Loom. Could have probably saved some of those villagers if he had gotten Loom a bit earlier.
Fletcher is actually going for the elephants. Then I like that 40C. You go for an expensive unit like that. Going for 40C is always good.
Wazelle coming out with a castle now?
Never say always.
Yeah.
Also, it's a move like, yeah, I go elephants. No, you do whatever you want. Doesn't matter that much.
Ooh, Dark Zane might be able to deny this castle here. Quick Wall's some coming up from Wazelle, but not enough. And there's 5 knights. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Zane is going to deny this for the time being. Might actually get some kills and is coming out with a castle of his own. Wazelle does have some knights as well, but losing some villagers. And...
Ooh, but one... yeah, there are
okay.
still a few
Does have
left.
okay, does have 3 vills, so the castle will go up. But will immediately be faced by Dark Zane's castle here, who should have no problem getting his own castle up. And lots of castles being dropped on the inside now. We have Southpaw dropping castle inside, Kyle, Fletcher. So it looks like the bulk of the action is going to be inside as, yeah, Admiral Jordan's team has walled off both sides on the outside. Here come the elephants are slowly getting massed. One fiddle up to Imperial Age now as well. Curious to see what unit we'll be seeing from him. Longbows would be sick, but no castles from him yet. And
Longbows and yeah.
Darks.
But if you start with Arbalest, it's fine. The switch into Longbows isn't that hard then.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
So that's what I assume we're more likely to see, as we do have a bunch of archery techs coming in from him. Slakta privileges coming in from Roselle, who is likely going to go cheap knights. In the meantime, though, his castle is going down between the knights and the castle fire. May lose that 4 position. Oh, look at that wall in, though. He walls in the knights from Dark Zane beside the castle. And has 2 villagers repairing at the same time.
Is he getting murder hordes?
Not yet, but we'll keep an eye on that for sure. Detonit's now coming in. Well, trying
He
to...
already has it. He has murder hordes.
Oh, does he have more holes already? Okay, I missed that then. Here's capped ram push coming forward from
But
Snowy. Looks like
I can tell you that masonry, murder holds, re-attack upgrades doesn't hurt the Georgians, the Menaspa.
yeah,
They still
ridiculous units. As Chatra is coming in to boost Fletcher's battle elephants, and he does have a good amount of them. Gonna clear up this forward castle from Islar and start pushing. Islar still has a fair amount of conks, but between the elephants and the knights, I think they should be able to clear that up. Or at least Islar is gonna just retreat for now and try and protect his villagers. Yeah, castle war still going on, but another castle from Killikyle coming up here.
Maybe one fiddle just needs to open with halves and not with the arbalest.
Maybe he is currently
nothing
getting
against
infantry
the elephants.
upgrades. Yeah, he is getting infantry upgrades, so it looks like that might actually be the play they're looking for here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Upgrade is coming.
Yeah. I mean, Britain halbs aren't anything amazing, but they'll, you know, they're halbs.
But
And
they are fully upgraded.
they are fully upgraded. I think they are fully upgraded, yeah. Definitely get all the armors and attack upgrades. And I mean, they'll definitely be more effective than ARBs right now.
They have full tech tree in the
Oh wow, 2 more castles from Kyle here.
blacksmith. Other side.
Coming forward with a steady castle
Slav
pressure.
Boyars. Slav Boyars.
Yeah,
Might be interesting
and
against
remember
the Manaspa.
he has detonates, so his castle 40% of the stone cost is replaced by wood, so he can afford to spam castles like this. And yeah, Boyars might not be bad against the Manaspa because you know you do essentially get the oh no, that's not the 2-for-1, that's the extra armor. Cavalier in from Snowy and not Snowy, Wazel, who actually has a Treb going. Would like to see some Trebs as well from Kyle or Darkzane to maybe counter this. On the other side though, big push happening, and actually looks like the Manaspa are running away from the elephants. Who now are going to get a surround on the conks? No, the conks are too fast and managed to get away. Or managed to kite back at least.
And the Monaspas are doing fine against the elephants. If they kill the elephants and the boyas, that will be ridiculous. And I want to know which unit is supposed to counter them in.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this, the elephants are sort of winning, but that's only because they have, what, 100 HP more each? It's in terms of damage output, these Manaspa are doing an insane amount. Like, they're actually trading decently against elephants, which I guess Elite Battle Elephant isn't in yet, but still, that's ridiculous.
They have 8 armor against the elephant, so elephant only does 40 minus 8, 6 damage.
Yeah, and the elephants are gonna have to pull it back now that the halbs are coming in.
Damage, I don't know, but I think so.
Not that I know of. And yeah, Manaspa are just gonna try to run in here, and actually there's a big gap still in Snowy's wall. He does have a castle, but yes, he is going Kipchak, it looks like. I don't know that I like that.
Glitching.
Yeah, he's just now starting. I mean, he has 3 Kipchak, but even in numbers, I mean, I guess you can kite the Manaspa, but it'll take so long to kill a mass. I don't know if that's effective in any way. And here again, we have the Manaspa just diving under a castle and taking it out.
And now the TCs.
I mean, they're taking basically no damage, given that they're under 2 TCs, a castle, and the Kipchaks. And there, the first one finally dies.
And at the same time, it's on the other side.
Yeah,
Pushing,
taking out more castles.
Left castles. Do you know if Kylie get Tushina?
I don't think he has. I didn't see it at least, and he's been full cavalry. He is getting halbs now. And I mean,
Yeah, some
Drazina
helps.
Halbs might at least trade cost effectively. I don't know if Drazina's in yet though.
Check.
And yeah, right now, I mean, if you can't get the Halb numbers
It's
up,
in.
it won't matter. It is in? Okay.
Seems like it's in. But still missing the last defense and the last attack upgrade. Last attack upgrade is coming now. But he needs to mass then.
On the other side, Fletcher trying to clear out the Manaspa with his elephants, but they're gonna have a hard time catching up.
Oh, yeah.
And what do we have here? Halbs. Lots of Halbs from one fiddle.
Yeah, no, both of them are just going halves. Yeah, why not?
Might as well. And
Against elephants and whatever he's going to do.
yeah, heavy pusher. The cavalry are diving in and just taking out Darkzane's town center, and the light cavalry. Ooh, Darkzane is going to lose a lot of villagers here. I think that's going to be most of his eco cleared out, honestly.
Yeah, so Darkzane, also Snowy, both are dead.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly...
Darkzane 9 villagers, Snowy 38 villagers. Everyone else over 100.
Yeah, and there goes a massive battle elephants. I mean, 52 army to 220 right now, and you know, not even all of their army fighting right now. Snowy just now on the way up to Imperial Age. He's briefly closed that gap, but the Manaspa can just smack their way through that. Even, I mean, such a stupid unit.
And even if you are in with 38 villagers,
Right, you
what
just
will you do?
don't have the eco. More
You
castles
still
coming
first
up
have
here.
to reboom.
Yeah, and I don't think you're gonna have the time for that. It's just no army. Honestly,
Yeah.
they could just walk through all the bases right now. There's no army to answer. Couple of battle elephants, and Fletcher actually looking for a counter push here. Into Southpaw's base, maybe gonna find some damage. Trade starting to be set up by Admiral Jordan's team here.
Fletcher now has Rattan archers and elephants. Really expensive combo. Not sure if he's any way that he can afford that.
Roger,
They have no trade yet, right? And they are
no.
5k score behind.
They're 5k score behind. The battle elephants will take out the castle, but they'll take those castles out significantly slower than the Manaspa take out castle, and they're just kind of running all over, taking out buildings as they please right now. The fact that the best unit against buildings is a guy on a horse with a stick is
Oh,
yeah.
they are even there with the pikes, helps.
Yeah, all over. Snowy forced to relocate his eco walls to the outside now, but Snowy down to 36 villagers. Darkzane actually down to one last villager trying to get a town center up here. But this is a game. I think it's essentially a 4v2 at this point. I mean, Kyle's castles are going down as fast as he's putting them up, and the elephants are just now attacking the second castle. Yep, and here come the Manaspa and the Halbs to deal with the elephants. I think once this fight is over, we may be seeing a GG here.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil, but yes.
No. There go all of the elephants, just gone. Can we see
Maybe
some
if
hashtag
you
ban
open
Georgians
it.
forever in the chat?
Yeah, maybe if Kylie opens with Alps, Kushina, if they all also need into a China house,
Mhm.
then it's completely broken. But I
Maybe,
refuse to believe that.
but I mean, yeah. Um, Looking at this, hold on, where's the military? Here, KD 229 to 82 for Southpaw, and that's just Manaspa. 2.79 KD. That's ridiculous, given that they were fighting like elephants and halbs and all the units that are supposed to counter cavalry. Still have
Yeah.
basically a 3 to 1 KD. That's. Anyways, that's game two. Um, yeah, maybe just need to get super early pressure on the Georgians and absolutely deny them the boom up. But so hard to do in arena and pockets. And game two goes to Admiral Jordan. On, let's work. For a minute. All right. Okay. Well, thanks for joining the cast. See you later. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah. I What I'm getting out of this tournament is that Manaspa bad. Ban Georgians. Yeah. I'm honestly I am surprised that they haven't gotten nerfed yet. I feel like this is a thing that's been known about since their release, and like what was the other cup that just happened? Not the Middle Eastern Cup. There was some other one recently where all the pros just basically kind of agreed to not play Georgians. Yeah, exactly. So it's like two tournaments ago by now, or three if you count Nilly's Apartment Cup. But yeah, well, that's the thing. It was officially allowed, but everyone agreed to not because they're. That's true. That's true. One player did use them. Uh, I think I've. But here we are. They have been used now, so not gonna show up. What's your guess for next map that we'll see? Both teams have banned Oasis, so unfortunately not that probably. Do you think we'll see a Two
Okay.
Rivers game?
Where's Pond? Arenaception. I mean, my predictions for what the maps are going to be was off a bit. Um, Two Rivers is reasonable. Nobody's played that one yet,
No.
have they?
Or Team Islands.
It could be Team Islands. Uh, it's Tato's demos chose that against us as a home map, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, and it is their pick again. Now the question is if again they decide to try and pick an opponent map or oh, there it is. Team Islands it looks like. Finding it in the spectator browser. Pull that up. Hope it
I'm
works without
having
crashing the stream this time.
the hardest time finding their games. Oh, I see it too. Here we
So
go.
yeah, I what I do is I just sort by player amount and then there's only so many 8-player lobbies. That helps.
Yeah, I was trying to sort by server as well, and it was not
Oh, yeah, I don't
functioning.
yeah, I've given up on trying to sort by server. That never seems to work out well for me. But
It was listing all the servers still.
okay. Yeah. Well, I also don't know what server is it East US that these games are normally on?
What? Well, Today it's on West US.
Well, see, there you go. Okay, so
I'm the last East US player left.
the
Regular player.
holding the line. You know, Trenig and I are like, hey, these times are bad. Can you guys, play at a better time? And what does everyone do? They move further away so that the times are even worse. Like, what the heck? Come on, guys. Just tell us you don't want to play with us. Come on.
Right?
Uncool.
I'm trying to move, but in the same time zone.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm at 2 seconds right now.
Yeah, I'm still loading into the match.
Okay.
And hoping it doesn't crash my OBS this time, because that was not fun. Okay. Capture age.
Okay, we have a bunch of Droman civs in this game. We've got Huns, Byzantines, Goths. Are they Armenians? Are they a Droman
Yeah,
civ as well?
yeah.
So.
Oh man, I'm in now. I would be super excited to see just a Droman war.
Right? We didn't get any in the games we played.
Yeah, well, I guess we never played the maps out of them before, right? Okay, I'm at minute 2 now.
Okay. On your mark.
Set, go. Just adjust the colors again for the players. But yeah, okay. Civs. So you already mentioned a bunch of Droman civs. What other bonuses are we looking at here? We have melee on water. Southpaw, obviously you have the fast uptime, you have the docks that can fire arrows, you have the fish trap eco, which is really good. Turks is an interesting pick. What's the thought process behind going Turks on Team Islands? Is that just for a landing push, or?
Yeah, I bet he's gonna try to boom up, get to imp or something like that, and start landing.
He does have a really nice position for that. He can back dock easily. Yeah, and I mean, same on the other side. Hun's not really a naval civ either. I guess now with Dromans, they definitely go that way more.
I don't know about you. When I play water maps, I hate to have my TC spawn this close to the edge. Teal, blue, red, yellow.
Hold on.
Oh,
yeah, I've swatched them to the original, but I can still see what you mean. Yeah, there are definitely a lot that are close, and I mean, especially as the game progresses, that if you don't have water control, that can be an issue. Then again, with Team Islands, there's not. I mean, they could be further away, but not much further away, right? Once you place a second or third TC, some of those are going to be close to the water, just because of the limitations of map size.
Yeah, if you do it farming eco though, I mean, it's just so exposed. And that's
Yeah.
one of the tough things. And one of the interesting dynamics, I guess, of playing water.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, interesting here though to me the look at Fletcher and Southpaw's, or look at the island tips on both sides. They're so close to each other. Like you could almost have archers shooting each other from those two positions.
You could almost dock wall it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like you can almost like send a transport there and protect your landing just because you have some ranged units to cover them.
Wow, drop them right on someone's TC.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, Southpaw's TC is super close to that corner. Snowy's a little further away, but also still, any landing is gonna get pretty close. Those flanks definitely are exposed on this map. Is we have an early loom for Islar. Did he get housed? No, he's got plenty of houses up. Why the early loom?
I did not see loom pop up for Islar, you said?
Yeah, I'm at minute 7:20.
Wow, I'm at 5:32.
Oh,
So
are you going at 1.6 speed?
What speed are you at?
I have the big arrow, which is playing 1.7 speed, or just one-time game speed, which is
1.7 is what I'm at now.
yeah.
I sped
Okay,
up a little bit.
I'll wait for you at 8 minutes. Okay, I'm at 8. Let me know when you're there.
I'm there.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. And I guess the loom was just for the faster uptime, right? 19 pop up, and then loom to keep your TC from idling, but still save that food to go up faster, I guess. I don't know that you need such a fast play on Team Islands, but maybe. And
The Cicero full water build does include loom.
okay. Interesting. I mean, it's not necessarily bad. I wonder. I guess if it is fast, it is fast. But I wonder if you really want to give up that eco and when you have that availability to boom. But yeah,
There's probably a better build. There's probably a better build, but
maybe you do have all or well most of Admiral Jordan's team up to feudal now. Yeah, there you go. Wazelle clicks up at last player, and Fletcher actually the first one to click up for Tato's demos just after. So looks like Tato's demos are going for a more boomy approach. Which is, I don't think that's unreasonable, but I think if you're going to boom and not at least contest water a fair amount, you need to get some outposts to look for landings because, especially if you're playing against a team that prefers land play, that's probably what they're going to be going for.
look at the docks right now. There are about to be 4 forward docks, or 4 players with forward docks on Admiral Jordan's team. And
Oh yeah.
really only 2 players have forward docks.
Yeah, and well, in addition to that, Tato's demos, the forward docks are forward, but they're on the outside. So they're gonna, if they want to contest that middle area, they still have to push through the double docks of enemy players. And honestly, for example, Sir Wazelle could just send a transport through the middle pretty easily without any danger.
Yeah, exactly. There's no vision. The scouts are patrolling along there. I don't know if they're being actively controlled or if they're just still on auto scout. When I practiced for Team Islands, I would end up, after scouting my little area, turn my scout on auto scout because why not? It's isolated on an island.
Exactly, right. You're not going to run into enemy TCs.
You want to be watching the edges of your island.
Yeah.
And
Southpaw, though?
Arrows fired, it looks like.
Yeah, and Southpaw clearing up the fish, and on the other side, looks like Islar's opening galleys. Now, he will have a harder time clearing up Japanese fishing ships, obviously, with that extra armor, but Snowy has no answer. There you go, got some fire ships out, and in those numbers, I think, especially if the galleys are split, the fire ships should do fine. And yeah, Islar's going to be pushed back for the time being. Oh, looks like Fletcher wanted to go galleys, which isn't going great at the moment.
He's just running. That's not good. But he does have 2 back docks producing as well.
Okay, yeah, so he might get those numbers up pretty quickly. And on the inside, the fishing ships, I mean, the fire ships are pushing in. Gonna pull back a bit now as Islar does slowly get the numbers. Fletching coming in now and is at that number where, yeah, Snowy's gonna want to switch into galleys himself if he wants to keep fighting that. Or Islar will just snipe those down. Do you think it's worth placing a tower on these forward corners to help you in the water wars? I mean, at this...
you already have good water control. It's just a bonus.
Okay. I mean...
Go down real quick to war galleys.
Yeah, and at this... Ooh, good demo there from Fletcher. Does get some good damage on the fire ships. They don't do that much damage, right? It's really not super huge until you get heated shot in, which is... Is that Castle Age or is that an Imperial tech? I don't even know.
I I think it's Castle Age.
I think it is
rarely
Castle.
heard it, so it's
Yeah.
in point situations where I'm researching that most of the time.
Forward galleys from Wazelle. We do have the scouts here looking, but Wazelle's sniping those down. 3 players from Tato's demos up to Castle first, though, and only Wazelle from Admiral Jordan. So there may be a window here for them to get the was it War Galley upgrade and push that back. And looks like Snowy's actually circling his ships to the back. No, just moving out of the way, avoiding the engagement. Yes. Is going to lose a fair amount of his fishing eco, though. In the north, though, Fletcher has gotten his galley numbers up and is actually able to micro down a lot of what's attacking him. And I think will ultimately win out.
Yeah, with his 4 docks producing.
Yeah, 4 docks producing has fletching, which just now came in for Southpaw. No, sorry, for... Yeah, is now coming in for Southpaw. Is already in for Wazelle. But definitely has the advantage there for them. But I'm still waiting to see that first transport ship being built. Snowy, though, not doing so well at the moment. Getting pressured pretty heavily. May... If you could just distract that massive galleys in front of your docks and send out a demo, that'd be so huge. I mean, War Galley is coming in, but he's got 1 ship left at the moment. A couple of fires popping out now, but I still don't think it's enough to clear up those galleys.
No, it's not. And like you said, I think demos is really what he needed. And it looked like he was doing a good job of distracting. Just kind of leading those galleys on a chase.
Fire ships do get a decent surround and are going to do a lot of damage. A lot of weak galleys there, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Castle Age is still 2 minutes away, though, so if he keeps producing, he may be able to take out the bulk of that navy before Islar has a chance to upgrade it. In the north, Fletcher backing up a bit with the galleys while he is... Well, he has the numbers advantage, and galleys are more maneuverable than the war galleys, so he could potentially still micro them down. Would take a lot of effort, though, and there's fire ships from Southpaw coming behind that.
Yeah, he's pushed out of there now. And we got more docks coming up from Southpaw.
Yeah, at the same time, though, Kyle coming forward with some docks, getting War Galley, getting Careening, and on his way up to Imperial Age. So we have our Byzantines player up to Imperial Age, and that's a cue for Dromans there, I think.
And I also see a transport ship is on the map.
Oh.
And we have a forward landed right now.
From the Goths. Interesting.
That's not what you want on your island.
That is not what you want on your island, but I think at this point...
Of Snowy right now.
That's true. Snowy is busy. At the same time, Goths aren't... I mean, he's on 1 TC, he's on 29 villagers, he really doesn't have the eco to be a huge threat, but if he can just hold that position for long enough for his team to land as well, that's going to be a big problem. So they want to deal with this sooner rather than later.
Yeah, if he has a couple of men-at-arms pop out and just run over into the wood or gold. From, right now, Fletcher looks the most exposed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's got fire ships. He does have his own galleys at the back looking for value there. And possibly building up. Also, fast fire ship coming in from Byzantine's player. Looks like that's going to be his opening. In the south again, though, Snowy losing the bulk of his army against Islar's war galleys now, and he does have 14 of them. Again, I'd like to see either some demos added, or I guess Japanese are the ones on that team that doesn't have Dromans, but definitely could. I'd like that forward dock to have a demo inside. It's so close, and it's right on the choke point. Islar keeps having to send his ships past that. Demo could get huge value there.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Snowy has now pinging the landing, has seen it. Fletcher Scout is coming over. Looks like they might want to look to take care of that. Fletcher's still in Feudal Age, though. But the fast fires are in. They're doing a lot of damage. I think Southpaw's Navy is going to get cleared up here, or, well, he's going to be forced to retreat at least. And the galleys popping out from Fletcher now to help. Even a couple of demo rafts coming in. Really good damage. Going to be a pretty solid clear up.
Yeah, these
And-
fires are doing some work.
Yeah, and Fletcher on his way up to Castle Age, and he's going to have 27 war galleys if he can keep them alive until then. The problem now is Islar's navy is coming around, clearing up the fish from Snowy. Darkzane isn't on water at all. And Kyle has 20 fishing ships back there. Oof. And there we go, One Fiddle putting up a castle. They're gonna have to deal with this now, because if that castle goes up...
I don't think they've seen the castle yet.
Well, no, they know the pressure's there. Oh, No, they know the castle's there, I think. Hold on, let me... Oh, no, they haven't seen it yet. They should... I think Fletcher will scout it and... No, that scout is just patrolling. They won't see it.
Yeah, it's just out of vision. And it won't range that dock either, so it's still not going to get revealed. Oh, well, that dock gets denied. We got a demo, and 2 war galleys rolling in there.
Yeah, okay. Snowy is in a rough position now. All his docks are cleared up, and he's pretty exposed on the flank. Fletcher getting Town Watch, War Galley coming in, which will help his navy a lot. He does have 29 of them, so he's going to be able to do a lot of damage, and they are clearing up the docks from Southpaw slowly. Imperial Age in from Islar, though, and that's kind of the most concerning player now, because he's holding a flank by himself. And looks like I don't know if they've seen the castle from Fiddle, or if they're just preparing for it, but we do have a kind of a counter castle from Fletcher here.
And it's on a nice hill.
It is on a nice hill, yeah. Yeah. And ooh, those war galleys are ripping through those docks.
Oh wow. The back and forth, it's like a tale of two sides going on here.
Yep. Another
Southpaw is definitely struggling to hold on.
Yep, and Islar is actually going to come across to try and help him, which will give Snowy time to redock over here and try to get back onto water. As we also have some fast fires coming around from Kyle to help.
There's the demos.
Oh, there's the demos. All right. Yep. Let's see if they get any shots. They are looping around. I think Islar is busy somewhere else.
Yep. But so is...
Okay, so yeah, they find
Not bad.
decent damage. Looks like the castle's been spotted. Yeah. Fletcher's gonna be happy that he has a castle there already.
Those villagers are about to die though. From One Fiddle. As soon as they try to mine that gold and walking right into castle range.
Oh, yep. There's one. There's 2. And a couple of Huskarls to deal with now. And still, this navy from Fletcher is doing a good job clearing up dock after dock. Now, I think... No, Melee have not gotten harbor upgrade yet, which might actually be worth... I guess Southpaw doesn't have a castle, but if all those docks were firing arrows right now, I think that would help. And here we are, the Drawmans are on the field from Kyle and gonna help with those docks. 4 Drawmans.
Doing a nice little loop-to-loop there, showing us off their smooth moves.
Yeah, their beautiful sails and whatnot. And actually, can they range the TC? Oh, they can range Southpaw's TC. That's so bad for him.
Yep.
Okay, they are looping back out and around. I think I don't know whether to hit it from the north. Oh, Southpaw popping out the fires, trying to get those Drawmans. And we'll push this back for the time being. But they know now. They know. And one of the Drawmans is still alive, and it can just loop around to the north side and hit his TC from there.
I mean, even just taking out houses, you deny population space.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Southpaw won't be able to make units.
Oh, they are. Looks like the Drawmans are just sitting there defensively for now, though.
Yeah, that's not a good...
Yeah.
Southpaw did clean all those ships up. He's got
Ooh.
control again, it looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Looks like, okay. Kyle does have amount of fast fires. Just 1 demo from Southpaw at the moment. I really would like to see those Drawmans being used to clear up as much as possible. You've got, look at Southpaw's gold, how saturated it is. 2 or 3 hits with the Drawman there. Take down the docks, hit the TC. You just need 1 Drawman in each place is the nice thing, right? As long as you're holding this choke point against the Navy, you can do so much damage.
Yep. I think. Oh, I thought I saw more villagers landed, but no, we're just seeing Huskarls come out of this castle. Those are going to be an annoying unit to deal with. I
And
would like to see Navy, more Navy going on here though.
For a
Boswell's
specific-
moving in. I do think Darksane and One Fiddle could both have some Navy as well. Just
yeah. Well, and I wonder what the angle is with the Huns here that you're going for. I'm seeing a lot of Cav archers, which on your home island aren't going to do too much for you.
And if you don't have enough water control to get over there,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to defend them. Look at One Fiddle's outpost along that bottom side.
Oh, yeah.
If they're looking at their mini map, they'll see what's coming.
Yeah. And still, big engagements in the choke points. Still, these fast fires finding a lot of value. Drawmans, I think, again, Drawmans are too far back. They're not in the engagements. You really want those things contributing. They can do so much damage on these massed ships, right? And right now, they're getting pushed back. Just by sheer massive navy, yeah.
Yep.
Anarchy on its way for One Fiddle here. Treb is out for Killikyle, who's looking to clear this castle. Anarchy will come in though, but the Cataphracts will do decently against the Goths. And I mean, there's only 2 barracks in a castle, so if they focus it, they should be able to clear this up. The Cav archers will eventually deal with those Huskarls in the back. So they are clearing up the island pressure on their own side, but losing water at the moment. I like that Fletcher keeps throwing in demos there, here and there. They're finding good hits, pretty much pretty consistently.
That's got to be a good bit of what's keeping him in the battle.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he's fighting war galleys against galleons right now, right? He's fighting all Imperial with Castle Age units. And obviously the fast fires from Byzantines are helping a lot as well. But still, you have 3 players with Drawmans. I wanna see that utilized. Snowy massing up galleon of his own. Ballistics on its way now.
Yeah, good for him. He's gonna try to take control from these fast fire ships, which will be difficult. You need a really good mass of 4 galleys to take on that many.
Yeah, shipwreck coming in for Wazel and for Islar.
Oh.
Ooh, and Islar's cannon galleons out. Snowy's putting up a castle, but there's cannon galleons on the field. They need to get back on the water.
Yeah, if they spot that castle, which they haven't yet, that castle was not long for this world. The Goths lost the forward castle there. One of the barracks went down. And there was a battle. The trebuchet was taken out, but all the Huskarls
Yeah.
that came out of the one barracks.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to get cleared up. Greek fire coming in for the Byzantines players. So they're really going to commit to those fire ships. Oh, and a forward castle. See, again, imagine if you had a Drawman or 2, or you could deny that castle. You could kill that castle before it goes down.
Oh, it looks like Snowy decided it's time to take on the fire ships, and he's got some demos, and oh.
Oh,
Did
nice,
a really good
nice.
job.
Okay, that should help him a lot. There is another group of fires in the back. Fletcher is finally on his way up to the Imperial Age. But are slowly losing control of the side here. More demos being sent in, which I like to keep seeing those added, finding good value against the fire ships. And I mean, the castle from Southpaw, how do you like that castle?
It's gonna help him maintain some control. Like, he wasn't able to keep up his docks, and we haven't seen cannon galleons from the other side.
That's
But
true.
we have seen Romans.
But yeah, it's rangeable by Dromans. I think it's even rangeable by Trebs. Now right now Southpaw controls that forward corner, so they can't put Trebs there. But it's pretty exposed. It's only good as long as you have the Navy there fighting. And I mean, once Fletcher, right now it's fairly even battle, but once Fletcher reaches Imperial, he can upgrade to Galleon. He can add Dromans of his own. I think this fight is only going to get worse for Admiral Jordan's team, unless they can overwhelm with numbers before then. And there we go, Dromans are already incoming.
Oh, and now Southpaw has landed and dropped the barracks, and he's building a stable as well. Stable might find more success.
Well, I think he just maybe didn't have a barracks yet, did he? I think that's his first barracks. But
Yeah,
melee,
probably.
yeah, so probably going to throw out some battle elephants, right?
And Dark Zane has a very large group of Arcans on his island, but they've not really done much so far.
No, if they went forward now, if they were at least scouting the forward, he could clear up that forward right now before it ever becomes anything. But again, they have no control over the middle and very little vision. And where are they going? But Galleon coming in, Bracer coming in for Fletcher. This fight is about to get more difficult for Admiral Jordan. What?
Despite all of the fighting that Southpaw has done on the water, he's got elite battle elephants.
He does have elite battle. Now I think his forward, his forward should be spotted now. That last stable he's building is within sight of the castle from Dark Zane. And the Tarkans can clear those buildings pretty quickly if they focus on that. So potentially, if they look at it in time, I don't think that should be too difficult to clear up. But they will have to pay attention to that as we have a transport ship being thrown into the battle in the north and going down. And yeah, it's spotted. Southpaw going for a castle. Ooh, Snowy also going for a castle. And a landing of Huskarl Blast behind that. Now the thing is, Southpaw only has 2 vills, so I think that castle can be denied, right? Snowy should have no problem getting his castle up.
Yeah, I don't think that castle's going up. It's only being built by 1 villager. So it's not long for this world.
Yeah, in the south, bit of a standoff here between the 2 navies. Izar definitely has the numbers over Snowy, but Dark Zane's castle, again, helping hold the position a bit. And yeah, the Goths and Battle Elephants are about to hit that castle from Dark Zane. Let's see how that goes. I'd like to see Dark Zane take the Tarkans, ignore the army for now, take out the villagers and the buildings. Because the elephants are a problem, but they're less of a problem than more army coming up, right? The priority needs to be to take out the buildings here and prevent more landings, as Southpaw is actually just now ferrying across more units.
Oh, yep. His castle's denied, but he's still got the stables. Oh, and there's more villagers from 1 fiddle. He's trying to reestablish a presence here. So I haven't played the melee much, but I see even though they get elite battle elephant, they only get 1 armor upgrade for them. So.
Yeah, so they're not particularly strong battle elephants, but they are cheaper. I think like 10% cheaper in Castle Age and 25 in Imperial or something like that. So it's not the worst if you know, you lose some of those. Now, I do like in the north, they're slowly pushing back the
Okay.
navy, and Dromans are out, and they're hitting that castle. And I mean, against 4 Dromans, you can only out repair that for so long. And right now, we have what, 13 villagers trying to repair?
15.
Yep, more and more. And
Well,
actually,
it's a
some of the
fact that-
villagers are going down to the Dromans as well. That's the beauty of an area of effect attack, right? You can. Navy is slowly pushing back though, and Fletcher's gonna have to pull back for a moment. On the other side, Darkzane's castle being forced to repair against cannon galleons. 4 of them out now. You're gonna have to start thinking about pushing back there, and a lot of fire ships coming. Yeah, the forward here is being pushed back though. The Tarkans are all over the buildings. It looks like all the villages have been cleared up, and I don't see much army there either. Still a couple battle elephants running around the back.
Wazel also has landed over there. I mean, I don't know what he's gonna bring. Turk's just gonna be like Cav.
Yeah.
Hussar point. Which are great for raiding, and there's no walls.
That's true. And right, if you can just disrupt the eco enough that you can win the other fights, that's all you need, right?
Yeah. But I don't know how many Hussars is going to be able to produce before those buildings are taken out.
Another castle here. Oh, do you see those forward docks from Kilikyle? I would love to see demos from there hit Southpaw and Wazel's navy in the back as they're engaging against Fletcher's navy, pincer them. And he does have some fires coming in. I don't know whether to pick off reinforcements, but
Another castle there at the choke point in the north, coming
Yeah.
up from Wazel there, trying to get some more control. This feels very stalemated right now.
in the
But-
north, yes. In the south, oh! Dark Zane has landed in the south. Tarkans have taken out a TC and they're running wild.
That could turn the game right there. There's
And-
one camel.
Yeah, and in the north, all the landings from Admiral Jordan are being cleared up by the Tarkans. Oh, those Tarkans are going to find a lot of villages. There's a couple of, well, there were a couple. Okay, there's one Huskarl left to counter this mass of 18 Tarkans. And
Got some camels coming out. Actually, he does have heavy camel rider, so it looks like he was preparing for killing.
yeah,
them.
but look at that. Those Tarkans melt another TC. That's a lot of explode villagers. Those Tarkans are going to find some really good eco damage before they get cleared up.
He's still got a whole bunch at home. He really, if he was landing those as
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem is on the other side, Islar is pushing forward and just going up the coastline with his navy. So he could transport around and maybe even jump on Southpaw's eco from the outside. I think if they utilize the outside, that would really help. Do have a lot of Dromans up on Southpaw's castle now, and it looks like the navy isn't there to stop it this time as Southpaw's castle goes down, and now I'm sure Sir Wazel's castle will be next.
I think I have gotten a little bit ahead of you here.
Okay, what minute are you on? I'm at 54?
55-14.
Okay.
I'll just need to catch up. Because I do see that both of those castles went down.
Yeah. Second one's going down now. That is a nasty mass of Dromans. And Wazel going for another castle, but honestly, at this point... Okay, I'm at minute 55. Where are you at?
55-14.
Okay, I'm caught up. Go on 3. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, I mean, they're pushing back Southpaw and Wazel in the north. I think their main concern now is clearing up this pressure from Islar.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean from... It's a bit of a stalemate. It's really good
Yeah.
success for one in the south, really good success for the other team in the north.
Mhm.
They're just kind of pushing each other around the map.
That's true. The advantage that I see for Tato's demos here, though, is that the Dramans can clear enough and then control enough area to kind of secure a forward landing.
With their area of attack, they do
Exactly.
seem like a better unit than the cannon galleons.
Yeah, and I don't think Italians get elite cannon galleon. And so that will make them less effective there, and there's always a chance of pushing them back. Also, Dark Zane placing another castle forward to help secure Snowy's base here. But all the docks, the forward docks, are slowly being cleared up. We've got heavy demolition ships from the Armenians. Another castle dying to Dramans here. I guess the bombard towers from Turks might be an answer, but ooh, that's a lot of villagers going down, and that bombard tower will just melt under the Dramans.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I'm kind of surprised, but it kind of feels like to me, Tato's demos are probably going to take this one. They're moving a little faster.
Looking at.
I feel like,
Yeah, we have a transport ship out from Fletcher. He's ferrying villagers across now to secure that foothold they've created, or the opening they've created.
Yeah, and the two bombard towers that have foundations there, those aren't going up.
No.
Villagers aren't going to make it there.
And look at that, those Dramans taking out markets, taking out trade, taking out eco, taking out houses. They're so effective if you can get them to the position they're in right now. Oh, big shots on the gold miners there. Islar's still pushing. The castle's being repaired against his cannon galleons, though. He's kind of stalled out a bit. And
a market that's actively being traded with, it going down is a bit of a problem. There's still one more north of it that's available to trade with, but...
And Southpaw is redocking on the outside, has a massive galleons there. Fastfire's lying in wait, though, and even a Draman sitting there, which will contribute to the fight. It's some decent damage. But Fletcher has landed, getting some barracks down now. I don't know, what do Armenians go on land?
I couldn't tell you. Actually, I have not purchased the new DLC yet.
Yeah, me neither. I like that Fletcher's bringing forward more villagers and even some mule carts actually. Gonna secure that with a foothold, but also get the villager numbers to make sure he can keep expanding the military there.
Down in the south, Wazel tried to land. He did land some camels, but they were taken out pretty quickly by the cav archers here.
Okay, then I'm slightly behind you because I still have the cav archers dealing with the castle that Isar tried to drop, which did not work.
Yep, that also did not work.
Yeah, Southpaw does have harbors now out the outside, which, I mean, in theory it helps. It means that they can't really push down there, but again, the Dramans can just range those harbors and take them down one by one. And another castle by Fletcher right in front of the first one. Trebs are on the way. Trebs on the way for Southpaw also. And the Dramans looking for more to kill. Slowly, Fletcher's navy pushing its way down the center, taking out all the docks along the way.
Yeah, once Islar loses his docks, I mean, where is he going to produce his ships from?
Yeah.
He's losing his navy there in the south.
Yeah, and Snowy is holding.
Really
Snowy and the castle together. Oh, I guess Italians do get elite galleons because it's in. And looks like it's a halb on halb war from the Goths and the Armenians right now. And it's mostly just the Dramans killing... Well, they're killing the halbs, they're also killing their own barracks, they're just kind of killing everything.
Yep, that's what they do. Those
Oh,
floating
another Fort Castle Knight. Looks like one fiddle has landed in the south, gotten a couple barracks up. But again, Tarkin Cav Archer actually doing a good job of being able to clear this up, right? The CA take care of the infantry, and then the Tarkins just clear up the buildings. And Trebor in the north,
Yeah.
I mean, damage to both sides, but the Treb numbers. Fletcher's on 5 Trebs versus Southpaw's 4. Southpaw only on 1 castle. He has the second one that will go up, but by the time the first one's up, or the second one's up, the first one will go down. Lots of Hussar being massed here. And more docks going down for Italians player.
At the same time, though, how much? Well, no, nope, that's the same team. I just I don't really see how Admiral Jordan comes back here.
Yeah, and that's a lot of Hussar, but they're running into a lot of Halbs, which is not going to go well for them. Looks like they are clearing up those Trebs, though. I mean, the Trebs are clearing up the castles in the north. But now, in the meantime, in the south, I mean, Islar's trying to redock, but the navy from Southpaw is there. Dromans are there. They're going to push them back, and trade isn't really... Well, I guess neither side is trading much at the moment. Admiral Jordan is trying to set up trade, but again, with their markets in the north being hit and their lines in the middle being contested, that's going to be difficult.
Man, so much has been going on in this game. But now, yeah, both the north and the south, Tatoh's demos, they've got this pretty well locked down.
Well, they're being pushed back in the north. Southpaw has a lot of navies been building. But I don't know that you want to push them in against Armenian demos.
What has Kyle been doing? Surely he's gonna have
He's got
some more fire
there.
out for us.
Tatoh's demos does have trade. They have trade cogs.
Well, they do have trade on land as well because
Okay.
Basel has 3 camels running around in it.
Oh, there we
in an
go. Dark
exposed
Zane.
area.
Another set of Tarkins, and the Tarkins are immediately going for the markets. That's going to be terrible for the trade. They take out these 2 markets.
Yep. And they'll melt those buildings. They got the first one, no problem.
Yeah, and I mean, there's very little here to answer them, right? Most of the army for Admiral Jordan is in the north right now, still trying to push back fully the landing from Fletcher.
One Fiddle has some Huskarls here, but we know they can't really stop melee units.
Yeah, and
Like
honestly,
these fully upgraded elite.
there's still one market kind of on the south side, but if that goes down, basically half the trade route has been deleted from Admiral Jordan's team. I mean, the Tarkins will take out the TC first, but that won't take them long. And Islar's in a lot of trouble right now. Snowy, meanwhile, now that he has water control, pushing back some of the navy, clearing up the docks in the middle. In the north, though, Southpaw pushing back with navy, running into the fast fires. And again, I think I'd like to see more demos from Fletcher added in here to clear that up. They are pushing back Southpaw, though.
There it is. GG's called.
Yeah, as a third market goes down, I think you're slightly ahead of me, but yeah, this is definitely GG. I mean, this is...
1 hour 10.
Yeah.
They almost made it to the time limit, to be fair.
What is 1:15 the time limit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only had a few more minutes.
Well, I mean, it's, what, almost 2k score difference right now, and it's just... Islar is basically dead. For all intents and purposes. He's got no answer to these Tarkins right now. They can just keep landing. There's no castles, no TCs, nothing to deny them landing the south. Yeah, and there's... Alright, well, that was a solid game. I'm really glad we got to see Dromans in action.
Yeah. Serious action. They did some work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a time when I wish I had a Capture H Pro to look at how much damage they had dealt.
Right?
Mm.
Only 2 on the field right now. And, well, the GGs have been called, but the game is still going for me.
Yeah, it took them a minute to all resign. But Fletcher had the most units killed, 478. Most buildings razed, 47. How many of those were done by his dromeds?
I think most of them. I mean, what else did he have? He had some Halbs. Those probably didn't kill much. He had composite bowmen. And he had, I guess
Well,
he had Trebs. He had 4 Trebs, but they mostly just hit the castle and then got killed before doing much else. So I think the rest was all Dromans. 242 fire ships and 248 galleons.
Now, at some point, I didn't pay enough attention to the notifications. This Snowman Lord was giving tribute to Fletcher there. I wonder at what point that was. If that was one of those times when there was it was maybe that end game where they were starting to lose in the north while they were winning in the south.
Potentially, yeah. Well, or maybe for 1,000, that is a lot, yeah. Would maybe those quantities to keep the navy production going. I don't know, but solid game, real fun to watch. Let's go back. And
All right,
boom.
it'll be called Southpaw's game. It's on Rock Slide.
To make caught up to live gameplay. Is the lobby up already?
I just saw it in the lobby browser. It was one of
Okay.
the top results there, not in
I was gonna
Spectate
say,
games
yeah, in
yet.
Spectate, I'm seeing one for the other bracket, but not yet.
There's a Two Rivers game.
I would love to see 2.
I guess technically
Oh,
there's the other East US player actually hosting that game. Burner 37
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But he's not right now. He's not a regular community game player. He's been in a few times, but
Quick re
all right. So is that 1-1 for the teams now?
That's 2-1. So neutral map was Forest Pond, which was won by Admiral Jordan. And then we went to Arenaception, which again
Right.
the Manaspa just kind of flattened everything. But yeah, now Team Islands taking a win for Tato's demos, and we'll have to see if they can get a win on either. Well, actually, we don't know what the maps are. I guess we might see Rock Slide again and potentially Two Rivers, or Oasis is probably banned.
Currently, Southpaw has Rockslide pulled up, looking at the lobby browser.
Okay,
So
so probably Rock Slide.
I think that's a good guess. And
Yeah.
then, we know, we know well, far too well. Both teams had great success on that map.
Yeah.
However, I do think Admiral Jordan played a better game there. Well, hang on. I might be getting that confused. No, I think Tato's demos. The first team we played, I think
Okay,
was
that
stronger.
was Tato's demos.
Yeah, Tato's demos. I would probably favor them a little bit.
They will have different comps this time around because they used, I think, Incas and Mayans against us, and they've used No, Admiral Jordan had Incas, which they used on Forest Paw. But we might see other Meso civs in play here again.
We didn't see their Civ draft, so not sure
No.
what they're going to be picking. I do remember Wazzle went into archers and crossbows.
Yeah, and I mean, if they play like last time, I think we'll see one fiddle going crossbow siege with Southpaw booming behind him as with knights. On the other side, I remember we had I think Fletcher with archers into eagles, which on its own was almost enough to take us out. Um, yeah, that's a strat we've been seeing a lot from Admiral Jordan is one fiddle going Archer Siege and behind him Southpaw going Knights into Elephants. I do think if one fiddle on the flank faces Fletcher on archers, Fletcher will probably win that out. And if he's under the defensive, I don't know how well that strat will work. I don't remember what Tato's demo's pocket was on my side.
Yeah, I remember it was knights from Kyle, but I never saw units from your side of the map.
Yeah. Oh, I think we might have had Cav archers from Dark Zane, which
Oh, yes.
means they'd be going archers into Eagle Cav Archer. Which Eagle Cav Archer against Elephant Crossbow, I think if they can reach a Elephant Crossbow is gonna win out. Just because the elephants are so tanky.
You have to really kite them to win that match.
Yeah, I mean if you prevent Southpaw from getting further than Knights, or if you can shut down the Eagles, I mean shut down the Archer play, then you're in a good spot, I think, with
What
Eagle Cav
the
Archer
one thing?
against.
Yeah, Cav archers and eagles can get around the map faster, so they
Yeah,
could get around.
right. So if you
And
ignore the elephant mass and you've shut down the Archers player and you can just hit Southpaw's eco and force him to come back, you're going to be in a really good spot. Or even if you can get to his eco soon enough that he never gets to elephant and has to stick to knights, that's going to make the trades a lot more favorable for the eagle. Um, so I think if those two flanks match up against each other, it's going to be about early aggression for Tato's demos to win that.
yep,
On the other side, we've been seeing, okay, Islar and Wazell playing a sort of stalematey game, I guess, with Snowy and Kyle. Snowy and Kyle also, I think they pushed you guys, but I think Kyle is also comfortable playing into a stalemate. I think they're both teams will be relying on Southpaw and Fletcher to push their flank. So I think whatever flank wins that side is going to be in the favored position, unless the other flank really manages to over.
if you can push a player off of gold, they're pretty much shut down.
Yeah, which I was so annoyed that I think I already talked about this, but on our game against Admiral Jordan, Chad hasn't all heard, assuming that it's not just our team watching, but I went out super early with a villager to wall in a main gold, and I went to a gold that was forward from my position and closer to the enemy base. walled it in completely, only to discover that was my main goal that was super far forward, and later to see at the end of the game that that player's gold was super far backward. So I effectively wasted time and wood with a villager walling in my own gold, doing no
Yeah.
damage to the enemy. I was so annoyed when I saw that.
I mean,
Ridiculous.
that's kind of the story of our team on that map.
Yeah.
We sucks.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first match, I was gonna thinking about that as well, but I went out too late. By the time I even scouted that gold, there was already on it. I was like, all right, next game, I'm gonna go out super early. I'm gonna wall that in. It's gonna be great. and then, um, and then second game, I was so pleased with myself, and then saw like, oh no, that didn't do anything. um, well, I keep refreshing. I don't see the match yet.
They're not in the lobby browser anymore.
Yeah, so it may
So
just be the delay that we're waiting on here. Hmm.
or it kind of took them a minute. I wonder if there was a problem with hosting it. Somebody got hung and they're gonna have to restart.
Maybe. Let me just hop over into one of the voice chats and ask. Because I think we're at a time point now where if they started, should be seeing it. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Also, let me mute so strats. Oh, actually, I see Fletcher is in Admiral Jordan's chat, so it looks like they're chatting something out. So I'll check over this there, see what's up, but I guess they probably haven't started yet. Maybe figuring out the sheep issue. All right, so fun story. Southpaw may have forgotten that he was the host and hopped out to do something, and the entire game got shut down because left the lobby. So they're getting set. We will want to probably keep an eye out for sheep.
Okay.
I don't know if they're super worried about it, but we'll check. Um, no. Who do you? Okay, so you're saying you favor somewhat based on our game against them, Tato's demos in this. So what do you think the end score is going to be between these?
That's a good question.
I mean, I guess if Tato's demos wins this game, it'll be 2-2. So then we're going 3-2. Um, it will be a home map for Admiral Jordan. So I think I
Yeah,
would favor them slightly.
we don't know what their maps are. I mean, we can kind of guess based on what they chose against us.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
it's it feels like it's a pretty close matchup to me,
yeah.
to be honest. I think if everything's firing on all cylinders, I would guess Tato's demos, but
Okay.
close match. Even though Admiral Jordan took the first two games.
Yeah, that's fair. And they may just be, warming up.
Right.
I'm trying to think what the last two maps are. Oh, Black Forest, I guess, might still be an option. Um,
Yeah.
Oasis,
Two
technically,
Rivers.
which I assume is banned. Two Rivers would be my guess for the other home map of Admiral Jordan because that's also was one of their home maps against us.
Yeah.
And then there should be an eighth map. Oh, Kawasan.
Yeah, we didn't. Kawasan and Oasis, two maps
Yeah.
we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and I think I don't. Did we ever ban Kawasan? I guess I wasn't there for the first
Yeah.
map draft, but I don't. I know both
Yes.
teams banned Oasis against us. Um,
Man, which I think, man, we should have made that a home map. If only we had
yeah,
known.
potentially.
Uh,
So here's the thing. Look at the map draft. Last year we looked at the map draft and I think we went ban pick, and I was like, well, that's lame. That means you never get to pick your home. Like Forest Pond never got played because everyone banned it first. So even though it was our home map, we never got to play it because the other team banned it, and bans came before pick. So I was like, what if next year we did picks before bans? This year round, I'm like, oh, we have no way to deny maps really because everyone gets to pick the one they want, and then after that, it's just kind of the leftovers that you get to ban. So bans aren't effective. So I'm seeing the flip side of things where it's like, oh, it might be nice to have bans before picks, where the year before I was like, oh, it'd be nice to have picks before bans. So I'm curious to see after last year and after this year, as I see the spectators up. I'm curious to see next year what the pick and ban setup of map drafting will be.
I did actually like this year being able to choose your home maps.
Hmm.
If it had been up to me, I would have tried to actually pick Team Island as a home map as well,
Okay.
just to try to throw other players off.
Yeah,
But our team was not ready for that.
yeah. And I think part of the issue for me was that last year I really practiced Forest Pawn and was really excited to play it, and then it got banned. And so that was more of an issue for me. But this year I don't have any map particular. I kind of like Oasis, but I don't have any maps that I would really love to have, but a lot that I would really love to not have. And so I'm seeing the bans as more valuable. But um, yeah, like I said. Okay, I am loading into the game now. Looks like we are going.
I'm at 13 seconds.
Okay. Um, I am waiting on capture age. Okay, I'm at 45 seconds now. Just,
Wow, 45. Jumped way ahead of me there.
yeah, the thing is, the game was running as I was loading into capture age.
Oh,
Oh, that's not what I want. Dang it. Why can I not
okay. I'm at
select?
40.
Hold on, I'm trying to select this. Not working. Uh, Okay, well, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, Re is called. And yeah,
Currently, I'm seeing same amount, but nope. There are more sheep hurdles on Admiral Jordan's team. No, not anymore. There's more on Tato's demos.
I don't know. So I see 25 right now, but that's not including the ones that players have already found. So I'm not sure how many in total are on here. It's with players already having found some and already having killed some. I think it's hard to keep track. But we do have a restart anyway. So we'll yeah, the map of Re. I think Rockslide, most
Yes.
controversial map of the
And I am the one who suggested it, so you can blame me for even suggesting it.
hashtag blame the Drooster. um, yeah, I mean it's definitely an interesting one, and I will say I usually love messy games, but this one just I don't know. I can't find a way to make it work. Um, Let me see it. I still have a lobby browser up, or maybe again already. Looks like they're already back in.
I don't see it myself. Then again, I've had trouble.
Well, and this was
Oh,
so quick that I'm wondering if it's just the. Oh, yeah, this looks like a new game.
Hello.
hey.
Hello.
Question on the sheep spawn. There's a question if between Snowman Lord and Sir Wazzle are contested sheep, and they're trying to determine whose are whose.
It's really hard to tell because you guys have already found a lot of sheep, but give me a second. Are you guys paused right now?
We are paused right now.
Sir Wazzle and
Snowman Lord.
Snowman Lord. Okay. There are no sheep that I see that are difficult between them to judge whose they are.
There's which pair of sheep are closer? Because Snowman Lord has them, and Wazzle thinks they're his.
Okay.
Or what? Wazzle said he had them first, and
Uh,
then lost them.
so
Snowy took two sheep. Wazzle's about to come and take them away. And
So
they
Wazzle took
were
them from Snowy,
yeah.
and then Snowy took them back.
Snowy took them back and Wazzle contested them.
So
They are Snowy's. They are Snowy's.
they are Snowy's sheep.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
I'm glad you can tell because I really couldn't.
There
Like,
are enough
I
other sheep that are
there
near
are, but I'm wondering if the two
Wazzle's
back
base.
sheeps are Islar's, because Islar I'm not seeing. No, Islar does have all the sheep. Yeah. So you're right. Those are definitely Snows. Because there's still two pairs outside of Puzzles.
Yeah.
And other than that, it looks like Southpaw's found all his sheep already. Uh, One Fiddle has found all of his.
Sorry again. Can y'all? Because Wazzle's saying that they were like right outside his base when he got them
They're
back.
They're
So,
not.
based off of the sheep that we're seeing, Wazzle has all his sheep without those.
Wazzle has all his sheep without those. Okay. All right. I will let him know. Thanks.
Yep.
You know, I'm not seeing all the sheep for Fletcher.
Yeah, I don't see sheep for Fletcher.
I don't see any sheep for Fletcher.
They're gonna restart this game anyway.
Yeah, hold on. Let me hop over. So we have another restart because Fletcher is missing 2 sheep. Actually, only 2, not 4, as I counted. But as Chinese player, you really don't want to be missing sheep.
Nope.
And on the other side, it turns out I think one fiddle may have been missing 2 sheep. I thought I counted them right, and I thought it was fine, but he was saying he was missing 2. Uh, Either way, though, it's a restart and essentially an admin read due to missing sheep. So back to the same problems as last set.
And it's already in spectate.
Yep. They're fast about these restarts. Um. No, I keep accidentally hitting host game instead of spectate games. Is it? This time I don't see it.
It disappeared and I got it invalid
Oh, maybe that
game
was still the
ID.
previous game. I think they took a while to.
So much for being fast about it.
Right. Never mind. They're slow about it. Unbelievably slow.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if anybody's actually watching the stream or not. I don't have YouTube loaded. I was
Uh,
saying how I think the choice of Rock Slide being included in our games is promising for future tournaments.
yeah. I mean,
The
for
map you had chosen.
obviously, like it's for us as a team, it was frustrating to play, and the map scripting is an issue. But like it is a more interesting and wacky map, and those do tend to make for more interesting games. So I think you're right about that.
And Team Islands getting chosen as a home map, I think, was huge.
Yeah, after watching their Team Island game, I wish we had played it.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. I think yeah.
We just should have won a couple games. We could have played more.
We should have.
If
What?
we hit the time limit on the Rage Forest game, which I
Ah,
think we probably would have won because you guys
yeah.
you guys
Each
mounted a pretty epic comeback there.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a hard carry by Daniel. I
And
was so
Scourge for the
close to
win.
dead, and then eventually I was just like spamming in Drazina Halb, which, to be fair, was dealing with all their cav real nice, and also managing to. It does good damage for being a low investment, but it was just the support for the elephants to push back through and let me get some siege rolling.
And I had just enough bombard cannon to snipe
Yeah, I think
onagers, so
if
they never got like a death ball going.
yeah, and I think their score win was backed up based off their trade because they had a lot of trade actually running, and they had onager cuts to make it smooth
yeah.
trade too.
Oh wow, they put some work into it.
Yeah, it was a lot of investment, which, to be fair, maybe if they had focused less on setting up the trade smooth and more on army, we wouldn't have been pushing them on both sides at the end. um, but yeah, if the game had gone longer, I definitely think the military win would have been worse.
I did take a couple of really, really, and when I say couple, I actually mean probably like 10 really bad bombard cannon shots and onager shots, which just wiped out my army.
Yeah,
And so I lost a lot of units, which did not help our score.
yeah. Uh, well, even if you guys would have stalemate on that side, looking at the map at the end of the last game, we had basically broken through the defense line. I thought we were just like in the front of Kyle's base, but we were really in his main base. He had one more castle in the back, and then we would have hit the trade from there.
Yeah.
So even 10 more minutes, I think, would have completely flipped the game. All right, if whatever I said about fast lobby being up, scratch that.
Yeah.
The
I almost wonder if they want to pick a different map now.
the caster's curse. While I would love to see one of the other maps played, I think you're kind of locked in once you call 3. Although I guess if both teams agree to like they want a different map, and both teams agree not to use the civs potentially, or to keep the civs for that map.
They are currently all in the lobby. It hasn't started yet, though.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's the holdup at this point.
Maybe discussing hashtag ban the sheep.
And it could always be a child care problem. So
That is true.
hard to predict when those will happen.
I hear strat discussion in the other room, so I think they're just taking their time.
What strats are they discussing? Tell us. Tell us now.
I heard mezzo.
Okay, well, we already said that was going to happen. Although, actually, this time, I think we're seeing Fletcher in pocket as Chinese, which is pretty much the opposite of Fletcher on flank as Mezzo. I didn't pay attention to the civs much beyond that. We had Gurjaras.
In
I don't remember.
Chinese.
Yeah, those are the two I paid attention to because that was super relevant for the sheep for both civs. But we had one fiddle and southpaw in pockets. Snowy and Wazelle facing each other on flank, which is always an interesting matchup. I think that can go either way, but Wazelle has southpaw as his pocket, and Snowy has Kyle as his pocket, and I think southpaw's going to win that out. On the other side, we have Dark Zane and Islar as flanks, which I think Islar wins, but if Fletcher can get a good pocket boom with the Chinese in particular behind that, I think he can beat Islar and also one fiddle in pocket. So I think I see Fletcher Dark Zane winning their flank after maybe initially getting pushed back a bit. And on the other side, I think it'll be kind of a stalemate, but late game I see Southpaw Wazelle pushing.
We have game.
We have game. There it is.
Nope. Not anymore.
The lobby requires you to download. It's going for me.
Oh, I've got it now.
14
See it on
seconds.
Master H.
12, 11, 10, 9. Okay, looks like we're headed in the right direction.
Progress.
Okay, so Vikings, we do have Mayans on flank.
All right, what time are you at?
I'm still loading in. I'm on the loading screen.
7 seconds.
Okay. I will just go to capture. I think I'll probably be a good bit past that again.
I will start playing a little bit and we'll see.
No. Okay. Nope. 20s, 30 seconds, 38 seconds, 39, 40, 4,
I'm
45.
currently- Whoa, how fast are you going?
It just jumps forward whenever I start. Super weird.
See. I'm just a few seconds behind you then, probably at this point. So
Okay, so I'm at second 46.
Oh, you stopped?
I stopped. Okay, well, I might catch up to you. I don't know.
I'm
1
at
minute.
minute 9.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, also I should change the overlay so chat can see what we're talking about. All right, here we are. Let me just adjust the colors. If you want to start looking at sheep real quick so we can try and catch if there's any big issues.
Fletcher looks like he has all of his sheep. It looks like Snowman Lord has all of his sheep. Swazzle has all of his sheep.
Okay, One Fiddle has all of his sheep. Southpaw has all of his sheep.
Actually, I could have been wrong. I think between Wazzle and Islar, there's a missing sheep.
Although Kyle may also be missing sheep.
I believe Kyle got his sheep.
Hold on. Oh, Zane has 10. So he
He is-
got some extras.
Southpaw looks like he might be short on sheep as well.
No, I think Southpaw had all of his. Yeah, he's
He ate
eaten
3.
3 already. He's eaten
Okay.
3. He has 5 more. And I think both players are going to Boar. I think Wazelle and Snowy both have theirs. Islar as
Unless
well. He's on Boar with 4 sheep left.
Somebody must have donated sheep to Darksane.
Yeah, I
which
think
is-
that's Kyle. Although maybe not. I don't know.
that's a big deal in a map where you're short on sheep.
Yeah. I mean, it might even. I see Fletcher and Kyle both with only 3 sheep left. I wonder if both donated 1. And I mean, there's even the potential for Zane to give those back later, right? Garrison them, get a bit of food out of them, and then when they need them, send them back.
It's true.
Well, Fletcher on the flank here has a dock up just before Snowman Lord does. On the east side. West side, I don't see any docks. So, we're going to see all the water action happening over here, probably. At least for now. Ooh. Ooh. Kyle caught One Fiddle's villagers going forward. One Fiddle does have Loom, so he can beat that villager, and he's bringing his scout back. Looks like he's going to get onto gold, but Kyle is not going to make it easy for him.
Okay, my head just died for like a minute, so I missed anything you said after talking about the sheep.
One Fiddle is currently fighting for gold control right now against 2 players. He just killed Kyle's
Ooh,
scout.
yeah, I see that. Dark Zane's scout as well. Looks like he will win out though. It does have enough invested there.
But he did have to make the investment. Are you still with us, Daniel?
I am.
Yeah, and looks like Admiral Jordan going out to gold early as now Islar is out as well. Kyle stretching out, and yeah, I guess this is a map where you have to go out super early. You have most of your players, as soon as they hit feudal, sending about 4 villagers out there. Not all of them though.
Yeah, make sure you got Loom and head out.
And
I
actually,
wonder what the best.
go ahead. I was gonna say, Snowman Lord just now going out. I'm surprised to see the Mesosif player going out to gold so late.
I wonder about the strategy of going out to the gold closest to you, or going out further. If you go out further, you might be undetected for longer. But
Maybe.
you're also farther away from your base.
Yeah, you're further away, you're losing time, and as you produce gold units, I think your enemy is going to go ahead and scout, because they will figure out at some point that you are on gold. So I'm not sure it's enough difference to be worth the amount of extra time it takes. And I was wrong actually. We don't have Fletcher's. We have Fletcher and as Snowman Lord's pocket, facing up against Wazelle and Southpaw. And Darksaint actually the pocket of Kyle.
And Islar has also built a dock.
Couple of docks out, mostly just for fishing so far. No, we do have some galleys out from Islar queued up.
Yeah. Which I'm not surprised about. Having
Yeah.
both played against him on this map and
Yeah.
practiced against him on the map.
Well, and honestly, any ships can find value, right? I think the galleys are good for sniping, going to be maybe a little less effective against something like scouts, where the fires can maybe exert a bit more control, but also a lot of potential. I mean, I got some solid demo shots on groups of archers, groups of knights in past games, so there's potential for Navy in this, at least not necessarily in huge amounts, but at least in medium amounts, I guess.
And Snowman Lord does have a demo in his dock.
Smart move.
Okay, but we are seeing the kind of standard setup that we saw from Admiral Jordan. So again, I think we'll see one fiddle trying to go forward with archers onto Killikyle, and with Southpaw booming behind him into cavalry with the Khmer, and then going into elephants. Tato's demos should be aware of that strat by now. I don't know how prepared they are, or if we'll see how they do in holding it. But I think Portuguese Tartars may struggle a bit with Mayans Chinese. I think Tartars do get Step Lancer, which is real solid option here. But if you can get the Chinese boomed up, that's going to be super hard to stop.
Yeah, for sure. I find it interesting how open most of the players are letting their bases be right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Wazzle, even if he just dropped one house between his wood line and the house there on the west, he could offer a little bit more protection to his very exposed wood line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put a couple 4 scouts in there, and he's losing at least one villager, possibly more.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just counting on the flanks to hold that. Well, I guess Wazelle is a flank. He does have Islar, I guess, supporting him with the Navy, providing early warning, but Fletcher does have scouts out and looking for damage. On the other side, Archer's actually coming forward from Kyle. I like to see this. I think getting the drop on the aggression on one fiddle is a good way to kind of prevent that slow Archer siege into cavalry push that we've been seeing from Admiral Jordan. Looks like it's just a couple of spearmen and a skirmisher, though those will get pushed back by the archers.
Yep. On the whole, I would say less action going on this side. Just that little tussle between the...
Oh, but
Sure.
Fletcher's scouts have broken into Wazelle's gold and will get chased away now by a spearman. Didn't see if they got a kill there. One kill. I guess you can't see eco kills. No, eco KD. No, doesn't look like it.
Yeah, Snowy has lost 5 villagers at this point, though. The Mayans player.
That's not optimal. I mean, do need a little bit less eco with Mesosiv, but that's still not a position you want to be in.
He is
And-
really struggling to maintain hold on his gold.
Yeah, and just with that galley mass, right? The tower will do some solid damage, but I think for him it may actually be worth to go out to a further gold just to get away from those ships.
I was just thinking the same thing.
And yeah, I mean, he's paying attention, he's garrisoning, ungarrisoning, but he has more villagers than the tower can hold, and he's going to lose another one right there. And yeah, Izar's going to be happy with that, even if he's losing his galleys. If he keeps chipping away and finding a vill kill here and there, that's really good for him.
Yep.
On the other
Sniper
side,
coming in, trying to support.
looks like Kyle's gold also got hit by Southpaw scouts, and Dark Zane will be there to help take care of those, but the villager losses have already happened.
I am interested to see how the Camel Scouts do. They could be really good in Scout Wars.
Ooh, Fletcher now trying to get in, does start hitting the villagers from Islar, trying to get in on the gold there, maybe distract a bit. As Southpaw first up to Castle drops a TC on the gold immediately. I think we'll be seeing a lot of that as several other players are up to Castle Age. Looks like Darkzane is actually pushing out with his scout mass. Southpaw does have 1 or 2 knights, but there's a lot of scouts there. I think they can find some damage potentially. But the archers from One Fiddle are there, and they're gonna push Kyle off of gold again.
And behind that, Southpaw's got knights on the field.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it's the same strat again, right? Archers in front, knights coming from behind to support, and just apply that pressure.
Use the gold
And,
units that your opponent cannot get anymore because you're taking him off of gold.
Yeah, and Southpaw's scouts are into Darkzane's eco. Darkzane forced to idle quite a bit there to try and keep his eco safe.
Right, and he just needs to drop Palisade there. See if he goes and does it.
Yep, and there we go. Now, again, they push back Darkzane, and now the knights are in on Kyle.
Oh, yep, that's not going to be good for Kyle. This map, it certainly feels very snowbally, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing is, if you can even just keep one player from moving out, if you keep them penned in, there's so little room, you can't expand your eco, you can't build buildings, you're essentially stuck. And then even if you're not dead, you're essentially out of the game, right? And so getting that external control, that forward pressure seems to be what wins the game.
It's good to see longboats out for Kyle though now.
Yep,
Yeah.
and he's actually killing those knights, isn't he? Well, no.
Not really.
No. Oh, and a demo. That hurts.
On the other side, Fletcher moving out with a group of knights. Islar is tracking this with his navy. Gonna force some reactions out of Wazelle, and maybe Wazelle's base is still open at the back. The knights could get in there.
One Fiddle denied a TC up at the top from Kyle.
Ooh, archers. Very, very good snipe there. And those villagers on gold, they went back to the back gold to try to find protection, but
2 more TCs
obscurity
being
is
dropped.
not real
One Fiddle.
protection.
It looks like Snowman Lord has been able to kind of secure his foothold on the gold, has dropped a couple of barracks, and is going into Eagles now. He's probably going to want to drop as he's housed, and actually struggling for population anyways. Would want to see him drop a TC out there, but I mean, look at the eco population difference is 40 in minute 26. That's not a good sign for Tato's demos.
And a 30, I mean, more than 100% difference in military.
Yeah, one of your pockets
to
is down to 20 villagers, and just now reaching Castle Age as last player. Yeah, Kyle's down to 20 villagers. Darkzane down to 23.
I think Tato's demos were gonna win this.
Yeah. Well, again, it was that early pressure, right? And a lot of it was just the stalemate out one side, and then one fiddle, just the early archer play, force a reaction, maybe gain a little control, and then by the time they develop the counter, the knights are here. Then as the knights are raiding, one fiddle again has time to boom up and come in with siege. It's a very nice strat. It's very effective, and it's won them every game that they've used it.
Yeah, they made sure they got their gold, and then worked hard to deny the enemy gold. And walls do not stop archers from shooting over them.
No.
Fletcher is the only player on his team right now that looks to be anything like a secure position.
Yeah.
But his base is also quite open. You run a group of knights into there, and he can only garrison 15 of those 40 villagers in his base right now.
Mm-hmm. He is getting the war galley upgrade, which will help him, and he has 4 docks, so he may actually be looking to invest into water. Although chambarding is coming in, not queuing up anything else on water. But maybe some potential to use that to defend himself, as we see more TC, another TC being dropped by Kyle, but on the opposite flank. Oh, looks like a TC from Islar was denied on the outside stone, though, by Snowman's Eagle Warriors. He's going to be happy about that.
That is a good find.
And a bit of an engagement here between Southpaws and Fletcher's Knights, but... and big engagement here. Looks like the camels died to crossbows, and that last villager is running for his life from the bear, but gonna run straight into the crossbows, and down he goes. Big engagement here, fires versus galleys, and here I think the fires will actually win out, right? You just don't have that much room on the pond to maneuver the galleys.
Nope, can't run away.
And so those will go down, and I think it is good potential for Tatoh's demos. If they manage to get full water control, I think that would help them a lot.
Gold. Look at Wazzle's gold.
Oh man, that is so big raid coming in here.
That should be game cold right there, I think.
Oh, that's a lot of... Well, it's a lot of the villagers for Wazel, but on the other hand, again, the other flank for Tatoh's demos is in such a rough position right now. And they're not stabilized. They're not actively under attack, but
True.
Southpaw could move in at any side.
I was thinking Wazzle's on the other team for some reason.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, he's got a strong team. He'll be able to come back
Yeah.
to that.
Now,
Yeah,
Fletcher
there's one
is
dead
pushing
player.
forward. Yeah, Fletcher is pushing forward with fire ships, with knights. The Eagles are out there, potentially going to find some damage, going to slowly win their flank, but I think the other flank is just losing faster, and Southpaw's knights are looping around to hit Fletcher, and as you said, he is open. He does have a couple of knights back there of his own. But I don't think that'll be enough. I mean, it might stop the first one, but honestly, here we go. Southpaw's just ignoring them, just going to run straight into the eco. Oh, never mind. Takes the engagement, and actually that one knight delaying half of Southpaw's army is going to help. Darkzane going to be able to send out some camels, and they might actually clear this up from Southpaw. But 100 difference in eco population right now.
It's going to be
Yeah.
hard to come back from.
Wazzle has lost 20 villagers. Billy Kyle has lost 26. Those two players on each of their respective teams are not enjoying this game so much right now.
No.
Kyle did get up his second TC though.
Yep, and a third TC actually. Um,
What
kind
minute
of
are you at? Oh, way over
35.
there.
Yeah, he's way over on the other flank. Yeah, super safe TC to guarantee a little bit
And
of
he's not-
boomage.
He's got gold.
She's
That's
okay, but now his base is being pushed by, you know, just the surround with the archers and the mangonels. And I think he'll hold for a bit, but those mangonels will eventually just kind of walk through his base. Knights do come in and clear out the south pocket of Wazel's eco as well, though. So still consistently finding good stuff, but they're going to have to start trying to hit the pockets, and I think Fletcher is looping around to try and find some damage there now.
You know, Kyle's playing as the Vikings here. He's gonna have to come up with a solution for dealing with these archers and mangonels. What does he go with? Mangonels of his own?
I mean, I think that's the best you've got in low numbers. Ideally, your own crossbows aren't bad. You're missing thumb ring, right? But that's fine. But just getting those to those numbers is going to be so difficult. If you could drop a castle to stall it out, that'd be great. But on this map, that's not really an option. At least not at this point of the game. As we hit a pause. But I think he needs to, his pocket needs to come, there needs to be like knights or something come in and clear this up, and right now he's just looking at damage control. I do like the stone walls, those will stall it out. If you could fully stone wall, that would help. Fletcher's knights are in on Southpaw's eco, forcing some idle time there, maybe finding some kills and forcing Southpaw to react. So that's helpful. And it looks like...
Yeah.
And it does look like Snowman Lord and Fletcher are slowly pushing forward now, and starting to prepare to really hit Wazel's eco and potentially hit Southpaw. It's kind of a question of how long Kyle and Darksaint can hold as Kyle's home starting TC goes down, and again you have the 3 on mangonels just flattening everything in the base.
Yep. And while Southpaw has gotten Cavalier, Fletcher has camels.
Yep. And Darksaint does have some camels of his own. And Gurjara's with very strong camels. Now, One Fiddle does also have crossbows. He's about to hit Imp, and a mass of 38 arbs is not going to be fun for camels. So if they can, I think they want to take this engagement sooner rather than later.
Yeah, in about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
That's going to be one scary
Pause again. Fletching coming in for Southpaw. What do you think he's going for? Is that just to boost his defensive TCs a bit, or is he going into a ranged unit?
But imagine defensively.
He is
Right,
Khmer. He is on stone, but he has no stone currently. He's just starting to mine it now. He's nowhere close to dropping a castle. I don't know that Alicel says, oh man, it's getting super laggy for me.
It's still smooth on my end. Apparently Jack was having really bad lag.
Yeah, well now he handed it to me. Thanks, Jack.
You know, I'm seeing camels coming out from Wazel here. He's bassing those up.
Yep. And the camels plus the knights from Islar should do fine. I mean, Fletcher is pushing in, but yeah, Snowman Lord's still kind of struggling. Frico still only at 57 bills and 16 eagles, so not able to do much. Ooh, and we see a couple of demos from Islar. Oh, takes out one knight. I would love to see demos right now from Fletcher. Look at all those knights and camels sitting in the water. Imagine 1 or 2 demos there.
Oh.
Same on the other side. Half of Southpaw's cavalry is sitting on the water there.
Imagine a demo on those crossbow.
I think Darkseid might be about to lose his starting base.
Yeah, and I mean, he has some...
That's
Oh, okay,
49 are blessed.
Is that-
That's not just 38 anymore.
Yeah, he is mixing in Chiramsha Riders, which is good. But again, in those numbers, I don't know if it's enough. And I mean, Fletcher is now actually having to retreat a bit. He's having to help carry both flanks right now. And he's holding for now, but that's as his allies are slowly falling. And I think this is ultimately going to be a win for Admiral Jordan.
Big engagement up at the top.
Yep, there's 17 ARBs left.
Oh, I'm a bit
Oh,
behind you.
Okay. Your lag probably slowed you down.
Yeah. But yeah, good engagement. Are clearing up all the mangonels, which is really helpful because I was like 6 or 7 mangonels.
Wow. That was pretty big. But it's not going to take long for One Fiddle to have more archers again.
Yeah, and
They
again,
already got 31.
right, and again that comes back to 100 difference in eco population, right?
Yep.
Nice raid in the bottom by Snowy, though.
So many groups of cavalry just running around on this map.
Yeah. Yeah, but now Islar and Sarwazel both up to Imperial Age. Fletcher the only player for Tato's demos in Imperial Age, and no one else really even close to getting there. Once you start adding Trebs to this mix, or bombard cannons or cannon galleons, I think it's going to be rough, as Southpaw with a big raid on Snowman Lord's eco here on the woodline. Fletcher is there to clean that up, but still going to lose some vills. Fletcher, though, clearing up some of the forward stables from Southpaw. As Southpaw is going into Elite Battle Elephant. There's the elephant switch we predicted earlier was going to happen. Although, against camels, I don't know. I think they'll do okay. And I guess on eco, if you have the eco to back it up, the elephants will win out, but it's not particularly cost-effective trading.
It is not cost-effective.
Although I guess you are
Camels
facing
are-
Chinese camels, which aren't necessarily the best. Are they fully upgraded? Yeah, I think so. It would be much worse. Yeah, if you were facing Frontier Guards camels, which Darkseid does have a couple of camels, but he's nowhere close to Frontier Guards, that would be worse. Heavy Camel Rider coming in from One Fiddle, though. So gonna be Heavy Camel, Elite Battle Elephant versus just Camel? Or Heavy Camel, I guess, but... It's, yeah. Big, massive knights now in on Snowy's woodline. I mean, right now it's mostly just Fletcher trying to put out fires left and right while the other players try to recuperate somehow, but it's not a long-term solution.
No, and somewhere Snowy has just lost a whole bunch of villagers, because a minute ago
I
he was
mean,
villager
His
KDO.
home base.
Yeah, his home base. Islar's running all over with Cavalier now. He's lost basically all of his wood lines.
If they
On
just
the-
parked out there, they could actually just take out the TC.
Yeah, I mean, they sit there. Meanwhile, on the outside, Wazelle is coming with camel riders, which will lose to the Eagle Heavy Camel combo, but in the meantime, just another set of Cavalier running through, right? And
Yeah.
the Arbs are winning against the camels. There's just not the numbers there, not enough Sharamsha riders. No, I guess they will go down eventually, but not
What time are you at?
48 minutes.
I'm 2 minutes ahead of you.
Okay. Seeing longboats from Kyle, which will help a bit, but not enough, especially against cavalry. It's the only military he has on the field, as he does go up to Imperial Age, but with 60 villagers, he won't have any eco to do much with that Imperial Age.
60 villagers, yep.
Yeah, same for Snowman Lord going up to Imperial Age, but also 67 villagers for him.
Yeah, one team has 3 players with 110 plus villagers, and the other team has 3 players with 60 or less villagers.
Yep, forward castles being dropped by one fiddle here, another somewhat forward castle by Southpaw. And yeah, Fletcher won't be able to deny that, not against Arbalest plus Heavy Camel plus Elite Battle Elephant.
No. That is 9,400 HP of elephants alone.
Yeah. As we see Farimba coming in. So, looks like we're going to be seeing a cavalry switch from one fiddle. And I mean, that's fine, right? You just flood in the light cav, and I mean, sure, the camels will take them out, but you just overwhelm with numbers. Again, you have one player who can only split his forces so many different places. And yeah, the Paladin are all over Kyle's eco in the base between Snowman Lords. They're on Snowman Lord's base. Castle is up. Kyle's TC is being bombard cannon down. Defensive castle here from Fletcher, but with 3 villagers only. This might actually be denied by the Arbs coming in and the camels. Fletcher looking for a big engagement. Darkzane coming in with camels and Sharamsa of his own, looping around the Sharamsas to hit the Arbalists. Camels will try and deny the enemy camels and elephants coming through, and the castle I think will go up as the Admiral Jordan choose to focus on the Sharamsha riders first, but after that, I mean, the castle goes up, but there's enough elephants there to take it back down again.
Yep. I do like how Admiral Jordan, One Fiddle and Southpaw in particular, they're putting castles in forward positions in the territory that they have taken from the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I think if their southern teammates would also do some of that, it would help shore up their position, give them something to work forward from.
Yeah. We do have Elite Eagle Warrior coming in for Mayans player. Not a huge queue though. And the elephants are just in on Darkzane's eco. They're just gonna walk all over that.
I know I wouldn't want to stand in front of that many elephants coming at me. So
No. And TC's
I
gone
would-
in a matter of seconds.
it just melted.
Yeah. You now have battle elephants on one side, Arbs on the other, and a lot of villagers running around. And I think there's an overchop. No. There is 20 wood left on that tree separating Darkzane's wood line from Fletcher's wood line, and that will allow the elephants to go right through there. I don't think Southpaw spotted that yet. I think he's busy fighting the camels right now, but once he does, yep, there's a hole. There's a hole. The elephants can walk right into Fletcher's eco.
Yep, and it's happening. Oh,
Oh,
the whole
good.
mass of the
Oh
elephants
god,
is going
he's
right
seen the hole. He's seen the hole. Does Fletcher see this?
Oh,
He's putting an elephant in the gap. He sees it. Fletcher, is he drawing the elephant away? He's got.
sacrificed herself.
Oh man. Well done by Fletcher to notice that. Still has, I mean, even one elite battle elephant in your wood line is a problem, right? But he'll send a couple of camels over. They'll deal with that. The question is, Yeah, Southpaw content for
Look
now
at
to
these
just.
demos, Fletcher.
Oh,
Did you see him?
yeah, maybe. I'm seeing one set of demos going. Oh, boom! There. Ah, you gotta find. They're good shots, but the elephants have so much HP. But if he has more, if Southpaw's, if this big mass of elephant walks out onto water and Fletcher has demos ready, that would be amazing. Eldorado Eagles coming in.
Look at the
Fantastic
south, those
rating unit.
castles are going up, just like I.
Yep, there's a castle's defensive castle for Snowman Lord now, but again, the camels are in. They're hitting the gold. They're hitting them here. They're hitting him there. The Cavalier are all over the back of the base, which is now the center of 3 players' eco essentially. And the elephants are retreating, moving out, moving in. I don't know.
Well, right now, Admiral Jordan has control of just about 80%, maybe 75% of this map. So they've got access to way more gold. They can keep spamming those archers, those elephants, the cavaliers. The
Oh man,
camels.
oh man, the elephants are out in the water. Fletcher has 3 demos.
Where are the demos?
Minute 57 at the top, going for the big massive elephants. Okay. Not the incredible shot you wanted, as the elephants are kind of split off from each other, but does find some damage. Ooh, there's the Arb mass. If you can get on that. Okay, finds a couple of Arbs. Not finding the main groups, unfortunately, with the demos, but still, good trades, and you need good trades right now. But oh man, Snowman Lord back down to 60 villagers with camels all over his eco. Dark Zane Kyle getting raided by Cavalier. Dark Zane has his last TC is under attack. That's his last TC right there. He's down to 31 villagers, and he's being cleaned up by heavy camels. Population is dropping for Tatoh's demos. 500 to 200 eco population now.
80 to 200 military.
Yeah. I think this is just about over. One big mass of camels here for Fletcher, kind of just sitting in his base.
Guarding that hole,
Yeah.
but they're not stopping the elephants like that into the farms.
They're not, and the GG is called. And that is a 3-1 for Admiral Jordan. Yeah, I mean solid strat, right? Where are the 60 elephants? The 60 elephants are here. They're just kind of chilling in front of this castle. Yeah. 120 battle elephants created versus 238 heavy camel rider. I don't think heavy camel rider is what you're wanting to go into as Chinese. They have decent camels. But
do they have Halbs? Halbs would be cheaper.
yeah, but I mean that's also, I mean, as Chinese, what you really want to go into is something like Chukonu, right? They're really an archer civ ideally, and you just never got the chance to do that. Yeah, yeah, that would be decent. They do get upgrades. I think they get help. I'm not sure. But yeah,
That was
again,
an exciting game to watch.
yeah, it's a fun game. But again, it's the early pressure, right? It's almost like whoever wins the feudal pressure is gonna win the game. It feels like it. Yeah, very snowbally, like you said, Rooster.
Though they kept that one going much longer than we were able to.
Well, they kept it going, but it was never in their favor. They were constantly slowly giving ground. They were just managing to reboom in different places, but they were
Sure.
never able to take an aggressive fight. And so in that sense, I mean, it went longer, but there was never a point where I was like, oh, I think they're making a comeback. It was always just like, oh, can they still hold on? Can they still hold on? Yeah, I think maybe it would have gone a bit differently if Snowmiller took a lot of eco losses super early on his gold, especially. I think if he had had good gold, I mean, especially in the Meso Civ, that hurts so much, right? The early eco loss and the gold loss, and maybe if he had been able to have a secure gold and get eagles rolling sooner, that might have changed things. On that flank at
Yeah.
least, but
I wish we could go back and redo Rock Slide.
maybe I wish we had more training games on Rock Slide. I think that's a map that I really needed to train on and play around with and find.
Reed, well
Hey,
played, well played.
Thank you.
good game.
Thank you.
You guys looked pretty dominant there.
Good map strategy. We are gonna play 2 rivers. However, we need an extra player because I think Dark Zane is done. So either one of y'all two or Dylan is welcome to play in the place of Dark Zane.
I'm happy to play. I don't
All right,
feel like
hop on,
there's a need
Drister.
to.
Hop on, and then we'll make
Alright.
Dylan or Puddles cast with Ender.
That's right. There,
Excellent.
the new casting team, the third casting team of the third set. All right. So we do have a Two Rivers game coming. I'm excited about this.
I know. All right. Well, y'all have fun. I
Yep.
will go
You
play.
do. Wait, no, I lost Puddles. Where did Puddles go? No! Well,
And I'm back.
oh, good. I was like, oh no, do I
So
have
they're,
to cast this on my own?
so they're playing one more game?
Yeah, so they're gonna play Two Rivers. Looks like Dark Zane is out for the night, so they drafted Drewster to play with him.
All right.
Unless you can probably still go and fight Drewster for the spot if you. But
Nah,
yeah.
I'm good.
Fair enough. But yeah, so we'll see a Two Rivers game in a second. And you've been promoted to my main co-caster.
Yay! Condolences to all the listeners.
Just to have.
This this will be the first Two Rivers game, right?
Yeah, at least in this bracket. I think some of the other brackets have been playing it, but in Imperial, we've never seen
Oh yeah.
Two Rivers. There was no games on Oasis, and there was no games on Kawasan. Yeah, I think those 3 maps never got played.
Yeah. I was hoping for our team to play on Oasis.
Yeah, me too, but both other teams ended up banning them out.
They're like,
We
no,
are
we don't want to face Trinig on
we
Oasis.
are too powerful on Oasis. Well, that's the thing. I thought they wouldn't mind playing him on Oasis because it is a bit more open. Like it was for myself specifically, it was the map I favored most because it allowed an early archer, like a 19 pop archer push, which is one of the builds that I've practiced longest and most.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of surprised to see other teams ban it. And I'm sure they would have banned like Black Forest or Arenaception first, but again, this is where picks before bans comes into play, right?
True.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I was still surprised.
Oasis is a good mix of like open, but then if you have a good flank or if you wall, then the pocket can still boom up. So it is that great mix of open
Yeah.
flank and
Well, and it was like I think last year we had Sunburn as our neutral starting map for all games, and it feels like a similar map to Sunburn in a lot of ways. Um, just a bit more controlled because you're not playing a top half and a bottom half of the map. You get to focus on one area, so maybe an easier version of Sunburn even. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. All right, I see the game is up. Failed to start. Okay, so they canceled it or something. Because I don't see it anymore. Or maybe was I in the lobby browser? I don't know.
I am booting up the game again.
S is hard. S is hard. I wonder. I guess did they use all the Droman civs already? I think so. No, Romans is left. So there's a chance we'll see Roman Droman. Um, kind of doubt. And Vikings is also used. Yeah, so Hindustanis, Persians, Dravidians, Bengalis, Franks, Bulgarians, Berbers, Lithuanians. 40 seconds and spec delay lets us in. Oh, so I guess there is a chance they're doing the restart to get the official map spawn lineups. Maybe that's why the first one canceled. But then if we're in on this one, I guess it worked.
Yeah, that could be it. Because Admiral Jordan has their strats and they want it to work.
Well, that and also Tato's demos I know wanted the correct map spawn. Yeah, I'm seeing yay correct spawn in chat, so looks like that was the issue there. Swap capture age. There we go. All right.
Yeah, I'm
First
at
turn.
minute 52, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You're
Hopefully.
you're at 2 minutes now, or just hit 1 minute.
Just hit 1 minute.
Okay, then we're
About 1
right
minute.
about the same. Yeah, I'm at 1:15 now. So we're right about the same. Let me just adjust the colors here so we're consistent across matches. Okay. Okay, so Two Rivers, obviously with a standard setup, you have your 3 players in the back and your 1 player forward. Now this is not the official correct map spawn. In the official correct map spawn, Fletcher and Southpaw should be swapped. Um, but if both
That is
teams agree to this,
correct.
huh?
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. But I mean, if both teams are happy with the spawn, that's fine. Um, it does change the dynamic of the game whether you're separated by the route. But this way, essentially, you have your kind of forward exposed flank who has an option to do early damage, but is also a little bit isolated, less isolated here as you have that land connection. And then in the back line, you have your kind of your main line, main team that's able to maybe boom up a bit. Obviously, the player in the corner in this case is still somewhat exposed to the forward player as sort of a flank, and that kind of leaves the other two as your pockets. You do have the shallows here, which means you can cross. But overall, kind of you expect to see more forward aggression from the forward player and more of a boomy approach from the back, I think. Yeah, which team's map do you like more in terms of the crossings? Who do you think has the better setup there?
I am not spotting a huge difference. I guess let me get the names right. Fletcher's team, which
Mhm.
is Tato's Demos, does seem to be a little bit more clustered down to their flank person
Yes.
as crashing crash Eisler is a little bit more in the middle of the map, so that could be a factor later on.
No, Clef, the map did not spawn correctly. If he had spawned correctly, Fletcher and Southpaw would have swapped positions. But there you go. I think, okay, yeah, so like you said, Fletcher's team has slightly closer, kind of two crossings around the Snowman Lord, which kind of makes it easier to flank him, as you can come in from the side and the front. On the other hand, it means that Kyle in the corner is even safer because there's even less people have to go past the Drewster to get to him. There's no direct access. Whereas, I mean, you still have that in the north. You kind of have to go past Islar, but it's a bit easier, I think, to hit the corner pocket player. But I mean, we'll see if it makes a big difference.
Yeah, and to compare directly across the Drewster versus Eisler, the Drewster doesn't feel like directly a flank,
Uh-huh.
and Eisler's right in front of that crossing.
Yeah. And so it'll be interesting to see how both teams try to establish control over those crossings. We do have Fletcher already with early wall up to the crossing and going double dock immediately. Definitely gonna contest that pawn then. Got some fishing out already as well, which will help his eco. As you can see, Tato's demo is up by 9 eco already. And I guess part of that is... Oh, I guess Admiral Jordan has two players on their way up to feudal, so that kind of accounts for some of that eco difference with the up times. But Brewster and Snowman Lord on their way up as well. And Loom coming in for Fletcher, so I think we'll see feudal from him in a second as well. As yeah, all the players slowly make their way up. Last one is gonna be, I guess, Kyle, but again, with the pocket boom, is gonna be able to comfortably maybe go for a fast castle and have a few more villagers before he decides to go up. I think,
To see what Southball does.
yeah,
Kind of expected the player to go the enemy's river.
sorry, you're cutting in and out a bit. You're what?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Sort of?
Well, hopefully,
Now I can't really hear you at all. Like, I can hear that you're saying something, but I can't make it out at all.
keep cooking and hopefully it's better.
No, not really.
And you can just keep posting and I'll just say yes. I concur.
Fair enough. Well, maybe it'll stabilize. Might just be a connection thing. But yeah, I think you were gonna talk about Southpaw not docking forward, right? Trying to contest this pawn, which, if that's the case, I do agree. It's a bit odd that you don't contest that at all, right? You're giving essentially 3 players a free fish boom. Although I guess Drewster isn't going for fish here either. Actually kind of walling himself off. On the other hand, Eislar's not going to water either, just content to, I guess, wall off and hang out there. Bit of a fish boom and 2 docks here from... Oh, sorry, from 1 fiddle. So content to walk off. Eislar is going on water with double docks, in fact. But with 2 docks, I mean, actually, Fletcher going 3 docks, he'll be able to really make fishing difficult for the entire back line, which can have a pretty big impact on eco, right? Not having that fishing. Fletcher coming forward with an early scout raid, though. He's in on Snowman Lord's eco. Broke through the quick walls or attempted. Will find a villager kill here. Snowy had a chance there to wall him in. Misses that. I think that has a couple of archers. Not getting really enough to push those scouts away. Is finishing those houses now. I'd like to see him focus on completing the walls first. Does have a spearman out now, so he's going to be able to maybe push that away a bit.
Drewster, that time, it's like, technically does quick wall.
Yeah. Oh, on the other side, actually, a couple of forward scouts managing to deny the wall off from Southpaw. And yeah, I mean, the scouts will be pushed away, but Southpaw's going to have to give up on that raid, and we have, yeah, Drewster scouts coming in. Southpaw does have a spear here, but some of those wood lines are exposed. Southpaw forced to wall off here. Try to protect himself. 2 spears against Frankish scouts. So I don't know if they get the HP bonus in Feudal Age yet, but a lot of potential. Kyle, on his way up to Castle Age on double stable, would like to see him, if possible, as soon as he hits Castle, queue up some knights and send those into here, right? You keep the scouts running around Southpaw's eco here to kind of keep him on his toes, and then follow up with the knights to really do damage. You do also have archers here from Snowman Lord who are going to be able to further idle, and yeah, Southpaw's going to be in trouble here. Those archers will be able to hit those wood lines. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And at the same time, if you look, Fletcher is all over the pond with his fire ships. He's pushing back Eislar. He's going to start hitting those fishing ships soon, kind of pushing the whole team off of water. I think right now this is looking really in favor of Tato's demos, as, ooh, Brewster takes an unfortunate engagement there. Kind of want to wait on the archers to pick up off those spearmen, right? Do you manage to get a clear up, though? And are going to be on the wood line in a second, and yeah. Southpaw forced to run. And Southpaw actually forced into a defensive tower on the wood. But I don't think that's going to help him, right? You have the scouts that can just dive that tower and take it down. You have the archers who, if they spot this in time, can... They don't see it, so that tower will go up, but could potentially deny that tower. There you go. But yeah, the scouts will just dive the tower and take it down. Yep, there you go. And that's a big stone investment early in the game for essentially no value. It'll keep the villagers safe for a bit, but those villagers are idled. Archers are finding picks on the farms. Southpaw's in a load of trouble right now. Now behind this, it does mean there's a free boom, especially for Wazelle. One Fiddle is up to Castle Age soon, but so is Snowman Lord, and those archers are going to be crossbows. He can start following up with some siege. Fletcher, meanwhile, already up to Castle Age, again has the War Galley upgrade and is going to be able to take out some of these fires while Castle Age upgrades are still coming in. Southpaw coming in with some scouts may actually be able to clear up some of this forward pressure as now you don't want to keep those archers there. Snowman Lord going to lose a bunch of those archers. The tower will stay up as the villagers now engage against the scout, and Southpaw will be able to stabilize a bit here as Wazelle also drops the crepos, and I think now those walls will go up. Snowman Lord sending a villager for it? He's gonna have to pull that back. That villager's dead. Yeah, I mean, Southpaw stabilizing, but really good value there. And no, Kyle has knights in. Kyle has knights in on the tower. The tower is gonna go down. Southpaw again forced to run and really struggling for wood access right now.
Right. Applying a lot of good pressure on.
Yeah. And that's what you like to see. And there you go. More knights in from Fletcher in on Islar now, finding good villager kill. Islar with no actual military to respond. Has some water, but that's about it. And I mean, even if Fletcher eventually...
pushing back the water.
Yeah. And I mean, Islar is clearing up the fishing ships from Fletcher now, but he'll be content having contested that for a while, having taken a lot of fish. It's pretty unlikely that you do that, right? You're just trying to disrupt the enemy ecos, and he's done that successfully. Players here still looking. They've punched a hole into the walls in the south. More knights and crossbows able to come in. And I think with the help of the conics from Sir Wazelle, Southpaw will be able to stabilize here, but yeah, that's a lot of idle time, a lot of eco that he's lost. 3 minutes of idle TC time, and he's still in feudal age. In fact, Southpaw, he is on his way up to Castle Age now. But yeah, Fletcher still finding a value with the knights, and on Wazelle's eco now, forcing more idle time. We were talking about eco difference in the game before. Here again, we have an eco difference of 30 villagers 20 minutes into the game. It's a heavy favor, and that's with all the fishing eco lost for Fletcher now.
Right. I might start to snowball.
Yeah, definitely can. Now the conics will do really nicely as a defensive unit because you know you get it's 2 units for 1, right? Your cavalry goes down, you still get an infantry unit. But there's still the pressure here. Southpaw is going for a forward dock now. I don't know at this point in the game how much damage he can find with that. I mean, there are a lot of fish out, but he's gonna have some catching up to do. He may be able to get some surprise and kill some fish based off of that the enemy team doesn't think he's on water and hasn't produced any water military, any navy, but knights now from
putting another dock, so even if it's a surprise, you know, he could navy pretty quickly.
Oh, alright, yeah, I mean, Southpaw now struggling for the resources to be able to drop a second TC even. Stuck on 39 villagers. Really gonna need support from his flank here. Castle up from Fletcher on the crossing, and lots of 3 players going knights here. I think that's reasonable, but I think there's also I like that Snowman Lord is going archers to get a bit of mix. I'd like to see Kyle drop a castle and maybe start thinking about camel archers, which I think would be devastating against a bunch of units, especially if they're going into, you know, conics. Camel archers will do great against camels, against the knights from one fiddle, and I mean Southpaw. Islar still with very little military to speak of. Still knights raiding his base. Does have a defensive castle now to kind of protect some of his eco, but still being raided very consistently. Brewster's Knights finding some value against the fire ships. And we'll now start hitting that blacksmith. And
Coming forward with a siege workshop.
oh, yep. Yeah, and I mean siege elephants are armored elephants. I think, well, the camels will do decently against the armored elephants. To be fair, the armored camels won't do great against the crossbows, and we have a big engagement here. The knights against the conics and camels. Crossbows behind. Probably want to snipe down the camels first and then hit the conics. I think the conics will win this out. They're such tanky units, but good micro from Snowman Lord, kind of whittling that down, and he is up to Imperial Age. On the other side, Stonegate did go down, so the knights are still locked out for the moment here. And Wazelle now moving out with some conics, and I wonder what the answer will be here from Snowman Lord. He's very open. Gonna have to figure out how to deal with this. Is Dravidians...
Attempting the quick walls.
Do Dravidians get elephant archers?
Yes.
That-
Elephant archers are faster firing.
Yeah, that might be a really good counter to the conics, but it looks like he's going Arbalest and Siege Elephant. Oh, Southpaw has the fires out now, is going to start hitting the fishing ego. We'll find a fair amount of kills there. As it's two players with about 20 fishing ships each. Yeah, they... That's going to be a lot of fishing down. Very forward castle from Kyle, though, as he is going to start taking control of the center lane here. And again, I mean...
Very exposed, but no one is
right.
over there. So
no one
he
there to
probably
contest
will get
that.
away with it.
Not that much army on the field even at the moment. And yeah, the thing is, okay, yeah, they'll find a lot of fishing kills, the fire ships. But the fishing isn't super efficient at this point anyway, right? There's long distances. No player is looking at fish traps right now. And good night numbers for Drewster, so I think he'll be able to deal with these conics.
No, he will need to transition into farms. He has one farm.
Yeah, that is something to do. Drewster with knights in the back of Islar's base, though. Looks like Admiral Jordan has stabilized. Therisidai. Ooh, yep, Therisidai. Those will do some work.
They will. And maybe we see the Camel Archer switch. There's a second castle going up for.
Oh, potentially, yeah. Also a castle from Moselle. But I think Kyle's up to Imperial Age, so he can treb that down. I guess Moselle is also an Imperial Age, but it's 2 castles to 1. What is Fletcher kind of booming a bit right now, I guess, going up to the Imperial Age, slowly massing knight numbers with the Persians. I think your desired ultimate comp is elephants, but might just go knight, might actually go paladin. Persians have solid paladin.
Yeah, the new unit Savar.
Yeah. And yeah, it looks like Camel Archers is a 3rd castle going up now. Now, I would like to see at least 1 or 2 trebs produced. Just knowing that enemy camels will be coming. And, oh, look at this. Maghreb camels coming in. And Bracer coming in. That'll be really nice Camel Archers. Back TC here for Wazelle. And yeah, Cavalier coming in from Fletcher. Looks like he's going the cavalry route. Fishing ships from Southpaw still on the field. Still a bit of fishing eco. Looks like they've mostly done their job though. And the Arbalest will, I mean, Southpaw's camels are so bad right now. They're up against Arbalest. They're going to be up against camel archers. They do okay against knights, but not in the numbers they have right now. And
They're
it
just
looks like,
melting through the arbs.
yep. And Galleon coming in, so Fletcher's looking to take back some of that water control over on this side. Oh, and has a transport out, so can keep just transporting across and raiding.
Yep.
And ooh, Southpaw trying to convert Thericidai, that would be big. And no, looks like Snowman Lord deletes that. Monk almost bed, but Snowy has found the dock right now, as Islar is on his way up to Imperial Age, still with minimal amounts of military though. But Team Admiral Jordan actually ahead on the eco now. And Killicow should spot that castle, pull back those camel archers. Does have bombard cannons, so gonna be able to deal with that, and gonna be able to rip through those camels that Southpaw has. And the conics as well. Gonna deny a castle, might be able to hit that. Okay, no, that up. I like that defensive castle from Drewster, kind of helping secure that crossing and also his own eco, in case there's a big push into Snowy's eco. Still have those two fishing ships from Southpaw. One of them goes down to an Arbalest finally, but kind of want to take care of those if you want to fish boom up. He is taking out the dock though.
Coming forward with knights that are about to be Cavalier.
Yep.
This push
And
looks pretty deadly from the 3 on Southpaw.
yeah, we have armored elephants with Arbalest behind. The armored elephants will chew through those walls. We have a big group of knights coming in. We have Cavalier from One Fiddle to support, but they're going to run into the camel archers, and they will not do well against those. But that'll leave Arbs and Cavalier against camels, which doesn't feel great for the camels. And the elephants will start working away on that TC. Southpaw will dive. We'll probably go take those out, but it's going to take some heavy damage on the camels for it.
Now Kratos is next.
Engagement in the north.
Southpaw can do this off that.
Yep, and Savar is on the way from Fletcher. He's about a minute off, so probably good for One Fiddle to take this engagement now. He will lose it though, and Paladin is on the way for him, so that's not fantastic for him to lose either. They lose that number, and Fletcher will come on top with 12 Cavalier left, and I mean, the Camel Archer numbers are just growing, right? We're at 27 now. Probably don't want to bombard cannon your own Camel Archers though. And
the numbers grow, they heal back up.
yeah, Frankish Cavalier in the back of the eco now. And it looks like Southpaw is going into Gulam. In theory, that's nice against the Arbalest, but you have Savar, you have Cavalier, you have Camel Archers. It's not going to be enough. There's more elite armored elephants, so that TC is going to die, and the castle will be next. And I think Southpaw is going to have to run. He's pretty much dead. He's down to 60 villagers. He's got 1 TC left. Yeah, he's running.
He's defeated.
Yeah. The Gulam do pop out to hit those armored elephants, but I mean, even if the armored elephant goes down, we've got Trebs, we've got 5 bombard cannons. just not pretty. In the
Pretty
north,
low on Southpaw.
yeah, Izar's taking back water, but again, water doesn't really matter for these players, right? Fletcher's done the damage. You're in late imp now. You don't need water anymore. You just kill Southpaw. Ulam will dive on the bombard cannons actually and take those out. Nice find there. But we are now up to, gosh, 48. 48 elite camel archers. That's ridiculous. And elephants are working away on the castle, which is so low. I think it goes down. Yup, castle goes down. So will the elephants, but they've done their job. Southpaw down to 39 villagers now and still losing. His TC is full. The rest of his villagers are going to die. He does have a couple in the back here, but such a bad spot. Paladin coming in for the Franks player now. So now you're dealing with Paladin, Savar, Arbalest, Camel Archers. That is not pretty.
Is going camel archers, and I may have actually mixed it up. I forget which one has good elephant archers.
Elephant Archers? I think one of them has fast firing. I think Bengalis have the tech that's the self-healing Elephant Archers. But I think with the number of Camel Archers, they're not going to stack up great, as the Camel Archers just punch through that wall and are going to be in on that eco.
Castle, probably not.
Yeah. And range is being denied, villagers going down. Elephant Archers will pop out, and I mean, they can tank a lot of fire, but I think Camel Archers technically counter Elephant Archers. It'll just be a question of,
bonus damage.
yeah, you get the bonus damage. If the Elephant Archers win, it'll just be because they can tank so much damage, right? But you can always switch your Dravidians from Arbs into Halbs. Woot Steel Halbs, ignoring the armor. And again, Southpaw in such a bad position right now as he sends the villager against the armored elephant, but villagers actually significantly worse against the armored elephants than they are against the siege, and Cavalier will come in to kind of finish off the rest of the vills. And Southpaw will be pretty much out of the game. I mean, he's down to 21 villagers now. He's going to lose probably 10 or 12 of those right now in this engagement. On the other side, One Fiddle kind of trying to treb down the castle from Fletcher, which may actually happen. Nope, Fletcher manages to keep the castle up. Sending out demos now to do some more damage. And yeah, I think this push down here just needs to regroup and move from Southpaw's base into Wazel's base, as Southpaw's trying desperately to hide some villagers along the edge, but those will be found by the Paladin and Arbalest and will be dead. Southpaw down to 12 villagers. Does have a TC somewhere, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he has a TC over there, but it's I mean, it's essentially a 4v3 now, right? And
Eisler's eco.
yeah, and I mean, look at the military count, 224 to 40. Team Admiral Jordan trying to set up trade, but with Tato's demos having control of the middle, they can just ferry across Cavalier, Paladin, Savar every now and then and hit the trade, hit the eco. They can just raid them to death at this point.
Yep.
Oh, engagement between...
GG is called.
Here we have the Camel Archers fighting the slightly behind, but the Camel Archers fighting the Elephant Archers, and yeah, the Camel Archers doing massive damage, which, I mean, to be fair, they are fully upgraded, but I think so are the Elephant Archers. So yeah, it's definitely a GG. And yeah, well played by Tato's demos. Really good early hit, early pressure, taking out Southpaw. Hindustanis boomed up are so dangerous, Ghulams in big numbers, but committing several players and even the pockets sending even a couple knights now and then was so huge in maintaining that early opening, getting all the eco kills. So yeah, definitely a fun game to watch.
Just the starting scouts from Drewster and Killy Kyle, keeping that north wall off from happening, just caused everything to snowball from there.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I will say is that they didn't get the right map spawn. I don't think it would have changed much for this map. The thing that would have changed is that it's harder for your forward player to dock if they're in that opposite position.
Yeah.
Right? But that
And if anything, the wall off is harder because if the positions are swapped, then you have to wall two sides.
Yeah.
And Southpaw
Right.
only had to wall
It's
one.
a harder wall off, but easier to retain control of your home dock. But to be fair, Southpaw never contested the forward dock anyway, and on the other side, Admiral Jordan's team didn't go super heavy on fishing eco. And the GG.
Yeah, well,
I guess One Fiddle hasn't resigned yet, but there it is. But yeah, really excellent performance by Tatoh's demos there. That was a fun game to watch. And I mean, good hold by Southpaw under all that pressure staying alive for so long.
yeah, for real.
That was also impressive, but yeah. Right. Well, that was game 5. And I think that will be the end of our stream. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hope you had a good time. I certainly enjoyed casting these games and watching them, and also playing. Thanks to my co-casters, Trenig and Rooster and Puddles for doing this together. It's always more fun to co-cast than alone. Huge
Absolutely.
thanks also to Southpaw for organizing this and for everyone helped. I think Snowy and Rooster and I don't know who else helped with map suggestions and map scripting and stuff. But yeah, a lot of organization. Lethalian, I think, with the handbook creation and or website and or visuals. Yeah, really fun tournament. Hope everyone enjoyed it and hope to see you next year. And yeah,
Make it to community games on Friday evenings.
that's right. And yeah, if you're interested, I will look at potentially casting some of the other bracket games on the Twitch channel. Keep an eye out for that. I'll try to post an announcement if I do. But yeah, with that, I will say goodbye.